Hello, adventurers, and welcome to Grognard and Friends, where friends gather to explore the Aria. And speaking of friends, let's check out this week's episode of Grognard and Friends. When last we left the friends, they had increased their number by 2. A new friend, a gnomish woman named Calandra, who was interested in their services, and an old friend named Vivalda, who they had run into out of nowhere. Together they had gone in search of a contact called the Aqualung, who might be able to help them get into the eastern districts. This person was to be found within a part of the town called the Jubilee Quarter, a section that the group had not yet experienced, and turned out to be a section filled with theaters, bars, and cabaret, many of them shut down due to the recent sickness that had spread. After partaking of various food and beverage vendors in this part of town, the doing of which suddenly made many of the friends suspicious of Eldred because he had suddenly become nice and friendly. But soon, their suspicions were put aside by a new subject of interest, a disgusting individual that looked homeless, but turned out to be the Aqualung himself. And Nikita soon found him to be just as disgusting as he appeared, before finding out a number of things from him, including the fact that he thought that they had come to him to ask about an artifact that had somehow been released into the wild, as he put it. The Aqualung made arrangements for them to meet within an hour, gave them directions. They found 2 options on how to get into the eastern districts. One was to pay the Aqualung to guide them through some mysterious way into the eastern districts. The other of which was to allow them to go on their own through something called the Necropolis. Happened to be behind Death's Door or Blackfriars. And the group was heavily considering doing this, if for no other reason than to not be able to give the Aqualung a single penny. Because the female members of the group found him incredibly disgusting. And they were just like, we'll go through the Necropolis, done deal, figure it's done.
So the female members of the group also considered him to be gross.
Yes, and Butt Trumpet also gave a resounding ew.
I didn't find him appealing either. I don't.
No one found this guy in any manner not gross.
You made a totally unlovable NPC.
So
we all hated him.
Okay, so if this line of work doesn't work out for the Aqualung, there's always politics to look forward to. Great.
Yes.
The Aqualung also informed them about this artifact that he had mentioned that he thought they were looking for. It turns out, by giving him some gold, they were able to find out that it is indeed an artifact. That it is indeed out in the wild, as it were. In other words, it has been taken and is somewhere in the western districts. That it is an artifact referred to as the Files of Glengalenor. And that it is very powerful, and there are lots of people who know about it and want it. And so as the Aqualung put it, there is much gold to be made from the attaining of this item. During their travels, the group also found via the town crier that this coming Sunday there was going to be a public execution in the colonnade, which seemed to take them by surprise, as well as the mention of a number of things that they had been hearing about, including mysterious yellow carriages, the spread of the sickness, as well as livery and teamster guilds picketing the execution, as well as the Overlook and numerous other places, since they've been losing their way to make a living. All of this was discussed on their way back to the Stone's Throw. When they walked into the Stone's Throw, all that was in there was Butterbeer and his friend Murph, smoking cigars and having drinks. But what was strange was the minute they walked in, both of them shut up immediately and turned and looked at the door in a very E.F. Hutton moment.
Who does it look like Butterbeer talking to? Yeah.
Did we interrupt something?
Hail and well met.
Butterbeer says, no. Murph goes, well, kinda.
Bigger.
Talking about definitely not vampire stuff.
Butterbeer goes, what? And Murph goes, maybe.
Inside joke.
Ah. Butterbeer goes, what about them? He says to Murph. And Murph goes, you gotta be joking.
Uh-oh.
And he goes,
We
no.
didn't know.
Yes, you are.
Seriously, what was your biggest concern? And Murph just is quiet for a second and says, you trust them? And Butterbeer goes, oh, yeah, very much so, actually.
For some reason.
I'll think about it.
For some reason.
I'd say I'd kick Bud Trumpet in the shin, but I'm probably seriously pumped.
You would probably break my leg.
Yep.
I am that
Guys, goes the
fragile,
wind up and
emotionally
then-
and physically.
Guys goes to wind up and kind of restrains himself. No, this is not the appropriate reaction.
So are we okay to sit down now, gentlemen?
Oh, feel free, says Butterbeer. What do you want? What are you drinking? Ale all the way
What you
around?
got? Yes, sure.
Sure.
Of course.
Okay. And he starts pulling tankards of ale.
Yeah, that was awkward. Anyone else think that was awkward?
Just a little, sir.
I'm always awkward, so.
We're all, well, I was going to say,
Apparently they're
we're
talking
awkward,
about
but that
us.
was excessively, no, they weren't talking about it.
Murph goes,
They have a
yeah,
job.
we were.
They have a job we can do.
You were?
Right.
What were you
Exactly.
Yeah.
saying, Murph?
What have
Oh,
you,
that's right, we're talking
how Murph goes, how did Mary fix you up, okay?
Yeah, send us to Aqualung. Thanks for that, by the way.
Oh. Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
little
Gross?
rough
Disgusting.
around the edges, we'll say.
I was going to say,
She said you
let me-
were sending these
Very
assholes to her. You owe
By the way,
sending
you,
these assholes.
You're taking on the characteristics of your pets.
I'm not multicolored.
No, you're multiplying. Who's the elf?
Oh.
Oh,
And-
yeah,
and
sorry.
Huh? Go ahead, guys.
Viv or Vivolda, whichever one.
Vivolda? Nice to
Yes.
meet you, Murph.
Nice to meet
He's
you
not a
too.
vampire.
Murph.
Okay, I was wondering why that was brought up.
Murph looks basically like Nick Nolte's mugshot, and but he's wearing clothes like Han Solo if he had slept in his clothes for about a week.
I'll just pull her to the side and whisper, and he likes tentacles. A lot.
What?
Don't bring it up.
I don't know why that
It'll
was
get
necessary,
weird.
but thank you. Okay.
Just don't wear
I probably
tentacles.
shouldn't.
Don't wear octopus slippers. It's a whole
It'll
Oh,
thing.
ruin
right.
your
Anything.
childhood.
But Trumpet has those.
Not anymore.
Mhm.
Chuck them out the window after that.
We are meeting some strange people lately. This is.
You don't know half of it, Viv.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah. Butterbeer starts handing out ales
Spasiba Butterbeer.
and goes back to his cigar. Did the Aqualung help you out? Did he was he able to give you what you needed?
Da, we believe so. Two possible options. One with him and one without him. So you probably guess which one we're picking. Or not.
Sure.
Right.
You have a 50-50 chance of guessing the right one.
Right.
This is true. This is true. Aqualung, he's not what you would call warm and fuzzy, like myself, but he is a good wealth of information usually on certain things. He has his ear to the curb patties, as it were.
Yeah.
The what?
Just don't. We're not gonna.
Just nod.
Something to do with poop, I think.
Yeah, that's all we gotta get into at this point. So what were you talking about?
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Got awkwardly involved.
Murph looks at Butterbeer and goes, "You're sure?" He goes, "What could it hurt?" He goes, "I have a possible job that needs doing. It's delicate, kind of, and needs to be done expeditiously and by people who can keep their mouth shut and by people who can be depended on and by people whose word can be kept."
I'm two of those three.
What? I definitely think Nikita in the shin. Stop helping.
Reed just keeps his face in the ale.
Yeah.
The whole party getting broken by Gaius.
We could be, yes, we are of both. Listen, nobody would believe us even if we did say anything, so we got that going.
Reed's ale just bubbles up around his face as he's giggling in his beer.
I'm almost certain half the people we're employed by think we're marginally insane, so I wouldn't worry too much about secret. We'll keep the secrets. Don't worry about that.
Da.
But even if stuff were to leak, nobody would believe it.
We are known as heroes, though. This isn't like, murder or anything, right?
We do that.
Murder.
No, we don't know.
I didn't say that.
We only fight bad guys.
No,
So
I was agreeing to the
yes, we're
hero
everything
part.
you want. What do you need?
Well, let me ask you this. You went to the Aqualung on Mary's advice. You got some options. Did you need any other information about your choices or what you need to know about?
We have one which would obviously require us hiring Mr. Lung and then giving him money to go through the sewers and all that fun stuff. And then there was another option which sounded like where we just have to, well, of others. We had to go through the necropolis. Basically, I think that's what it was.
And the Iron Wall, too.
The Iron Wall, yes.
Murph just kind of, his eyes go wide, his mouth drops, and he says, You're shitting old Murph, right?
Not
I
this
try
time.
not to.
Ooh.
We are considering the Iron Wall, yes.
Oh. You are
we're
crazy
going
motherfuckers.
Yeah, well, sometimes.
Oh,
We're
shit.
going to. Our option was to reconnoiter it first before we.
I'm not
He
sure
means
what
check
that
it out.
means, but I'm
What
sure
are we-
with the iron wall that would be necessary.
We're
What are
going
we
to
gonna
look
do
at it
to it?
good, Reed. We're going to
We're
look at
gonna
it
check
good.
it out. Go look at it.
Okay.
Got it.
Observe. Other words.
Get more
Spy on it.
information on it.
Basically,
Investigate.
Investigate. Yes, investigate. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
I have my little peccadillos, but I don't really truck with dead things, so I have my limits, you know.
that's a positive.
Really?
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's wow.
Yeah,
Can I?
One of the
Can I see
thing-
one of these? Can I
Can
see
you
one
s-
of these picadillos?
No. Drinking.
No. Okay. Sorry.
Murph goes out usually involves dinner or something at least. I don't know.
Oh, they're like pickles. Got it.
Right,
Just
right.
gonna get an olive and a silly straw for Reed and be like, here's your crayons and your kids menu. Like, shh.
The placemat.
Let's make a picture.
Better than
Reed.
him
Let's-
carving his name into the table again.
Let's occupy ourselves.
Butterbeer says, "What do you mean again? Which table has he been carving up?"
No.
Not here.
Different
Not here.
location.
Not here.
Okay.
Not here.
We
All right. So
never.
you don't need anything from old Murph then.
Well,
What
I
do
mean,
you know
can
about
provide.
the iron wall?
I just know that the iron wall was meant to keep people out and keep some nastiness in, from what I hear. Mostly keep something in and behind it.
Some
I'm assuming.
Some
Is this-
things plural?
Plural, I believe, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Quick question: is this like guarded by the? Do they have guardsmen on post at the iron wall? Is this just like a giant wall?
It's in
What's the terrain
Blackfriars.
like?
It's in where all the big graveyard and the big cave. The iron wall is the back wall of it.
Hey, didn't we come through that door? Wasn't that a
Separate
thing
one,
we
I
did?
thought.
Was it?
We come through
Was
that
that the one?
already? I don't
We-
know. I didn't ask the name of
That
the
came
place
up
when
out
we were
of the
there.
sewers, though.
We
Which
came
is
out through
where
the
were.
we came out through the door in the mountain in the eastern district, I believe.
It's like where I stored
Sure.
half of it just
The
got
one-
erased. Or something.
We came through the one called Death's Door.
Ah,
There's Death's Door in the Eastern Districts, which is a vast cemetery in the cliff.
that's where.
And Blackfriars also has a vast cemetery in the cliff. Now, the
That's
Iron
where-
Wall is the part of the cemetery that is really old, that goes back before the Witch Wars and way beyond that, which was normal because supposedly the two were connected at one point. But during the Witch Wars, I'm not really up on my history, but either the witches did something, the maestros did something, or the wizards did something, and shit started climbing up out of either hell or the graves or death or whatever, wherever dead things climb up from.
Oh, it's all just a wonderful mystery.
Yeah.
Like vampires.
It's the great
Vampires.
unknown.
Vampires are possible. I don't know, because they're like that whole... They're dead, right?
Undead.
We think
This
so.
No, they're undead.
Oh.
They're not alive.
I've
They're not
read
dead,
about
so
them.
they're
I've
un-
not,
I haven't met one personally, but from what I've read, they're about the same as like a zombie or stuff. I've interacted with those before.
But more suave.
Yes, they can hold a conversation here, which is
They
been
dress
Very
really nice.
charming.
Hmm.
They can dress charming. I read some that aren't.
Some just wear a leather jacket and push their hair back.
A lot of leather, right? Always leather for some
Weird.
reason. Like
It's
they go
weird.
shopping at Happy Harry's.
So what is your thing? What is your job, Senor Murph?
Senior Murph. Okay.
Adding a new language to Paul's world. Excellent.
That doesn't mean the older Murph? Senior Murph?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
old Murph. That's me.
I thought you said it a different way.
Clever.
I did. Shut
But
up.
Kevin slides their hand over for a little low five.
¿Cómo
Nice.
está?
So
Wrong way.
Murph, not unlike the Aqualung, keeps his ears open. Just usually use a little more soap, as it were, and has recently been informed of some things that have been going on in Seven Rivers, and might have some info on a very large score.
Ooh.
Like
Oh.
what?
Is this Guy leans in artifact related?
You see Murph kind of readjust himself and look at you like, well, I'll be dipped in shit, you know.
Yeah, you know,
Clearly.
it's kind of
Obviously.
oh, is it somewhat related to maybe an old friend, an acquaintance of ours, Glenn something?
Get you, he says. Okay, maybe you are the right people for this. Okay.
We are.
Here's the deal.
Guy turns to look away. He's like, "Holy shit, that worked."
This
Charming motherfucker, you.
artifact
Not at all.
Artifact.
word on the street is that it's in the Western Districts at this moment. But it's where it is not going to be there for too much longer, I hear. Tonight, when I go off and do my business, I'm going to try to firm up my information. So,
Alright.
you said he's an actual adult, right? Not a child?
Yeah.
You can do.
Yes. And you see, it's a clever
He's gonna go do his
ruse.
firm business.
You see, he does this clever ruse. He's actually a master thief. It's a clever ruse he does to lull people into false sense of security and
Yes,
to
disarms
think
them.
he is a small and slow child.
Damn, he's good.
Oh, he is.
You should see
Master
how I
performer.
execute in battle.
Butt trumpet is a demon, not literally, but
It's fucked up.
it can be. It's more unsettling because it's such a little frame. That all the
Okay.
other crazy crap they do.
He
We're
sucks down the rest of his
unbelieving.
drink, puts it across the bar to Butterbeer. Butterbeer goes, coming right up. I can kind of see where this is going. And just takes a bottle, puts it there, and just puts a bottle next to Murph, and Murph just fills up the tumbler to the top, puts it down, and starts drinking and goes, okay, now let me cut to the chase.
Please.
Go for it.
I was thinking we might be able to come to some sort of agreement here where if I can get the information, I already know some people who would like this thing. Matter of fact, I know a lot of people who would like this thing. So I get all the information. You go in, get the item, bring it back to Murph. Murph will take care of it, of getting it off and to the proper channels. Get,
He's working.
Composure,
He's
people.
practicing.
getting the gold, and then we split it 50-50.
50-50. How about, I mean, we're doing a lot of the work. I'm going to assume there are going to be people that have to be what's the word I'm looking for? Removed from
Dispatch.
life.
Well,
Or,
let's put it this way. If my information that I have so far is correct, which I'm firming up tonight,
Okay.
it would be better if they
Oh,
weren't.
grow up!
Which part? So,
It would be better that they weren't. It would be better if it was a...
if they...
I want to
if
say
it was-
quick in and out, but I just know that's a bad deal
Yeah,
right off the bat.
the fact that you brought it up anyway.
Do we need to take Reed outside or something?
You know what?
I
I'll go
need
for
to
it, but-
we need to go. Him and I need to go together.
I cast silence over them.
Calandra.
I'm like, okay,
We will
Good
just
now.
go.
they have the earmuffs on.
You
They
go-
can't-
Eldred looks at the
Animal
two
or
of you and
something?
says, you know, there's 2 separate corners over there. I think one each. Just go stand in them.
But wait, Calandra and I
okay.
can.
We'll be fine
So you-
together.
You're going to need skilled people to do this in and not a rough house manner. Okay.
Right,
Well,
because,
I
and
think-
quickly, because from what I gather, it's going to be on the move again, like, soon. I'm firming up my information on that as well. But
I mean,
here's the deal. 50-50
yes.
is fair, especially if you look at this sort of situation. I have the contacts. Right now, I have a good amount of information, and after tonight, I expect to have even more information. Plus, I think I can furnish you with some things that can help you.
I will have to. Obviously, we as a group will have to decide on this.
I'll tell you
might
what.
Agree with the,
You take the night. I'll meet with you in the morning. You just give me the yay or nay if you're interested or not. No big deal.
Well, just
I've got
to make
other
a-
crews. I just, with something worth this much scratch, I'm not sure I can trust them to,
well,
no
reason-
honor among thieves sort of feeling.
I want to throw counter offers that don't necessarily affect your monetary value here.
Oh, fair enough.
Our friend Calandra here is missing a sibling who is in need of some information. If
Okay.
that could be thrown in on top,
I can do
our
that.
Our friend Viv here, also oddly enough, looking for someone, might require some information. I won't go into details with what they need, but that might be a thing.
You know what? You know what?
This is kind of a thing.
Both
we
of
can
those
partner
are
with.
cool because this is a big ass score. So both of those are cool. If old Murph can help you with that information, old Murph will. Tell you what though, because it's such a big ass score, and have you ever done a job like this before?
Acquired a thing? Yes.
Oh, good.
We've-
Okay.
We've Reed and I have particularly acquired a thing from a certain wizard's tower at one point with some. That was I would say it was it had some complications, but we did it. We got out, did the deed.
Good. Okay, that's very promising. So that's good.
Yeah.
Because
Expert thieves, he and I, experts at thieving, he and I.
well, that's what this is. So when it comes right down to it, if he can quit giggling to get through this thing, I'll be shocked. But
Oh, he is quiet as a church mouse when it comes to the job.
wow.
I enhance him with magics too, so he doesn't.
Okay. Well, that makes
Always.
more sense.
Yeah. Body surfed a half elf, or was it? No, it was a halfling.
Halfling.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Because I do, while I'm not sure I can trust my crew with something this valuable, I do have some associates that have usually worked with me on things in the past who are great at this sort of thing and who probably could be a big help to you if you need help.
I think we have a large skill set here already.
No
Adding
problem.
more might.
No
Oh
problem.
hell, they'll be cutting into the pie. If you will. More food analogy one instead of whatever the hell was going on earlier.
No, that's fine. That's fine. There's 3 of them. There's their brothers. They usually take one share as a group. So something to consider. You guys, I'm going to finish my drink here. He tops off his with the whiskey again and sucks the whole thing down, puts it down, says, "Butterbeer, as always, I'll see you in the morning." He says, "You guys talk amongst yourself. I just need to know as soon as possible because the window's closing on this thing. So I will talk to you in the morning. You think about it."
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
You bet.
Hey.
Good night. You have fun with your 2 kids there. And he leaves.
Well,
Oh, we gonna have fun.
Is he gone?
What?
He's gone.
Doors closed? Okay.
Doors closed. And you do notice it's dark now.
All that
still in the
outward
corner?
silence really cut into the evening.
Yeah.
Well, we got here kind of late.
Yeah, you got back.
It's an active day.
You got back late, so.
See, I was thinking it depends on where the artifact is and who we have to get it from. That would depend on how much we change the 50-50. Because if it's another wizard's tower like Bartleby Nickleby or somebody and we're like screwed, then
I don't know if I'd be allowed, but could I try that Arcana check again?
Sure.
Yes, I mean, that's why I wanted to leave it open to negotiation. And plus, also, we don't know how much the monetary sum is. We got the impression it was a lot.
duh.
Very
I'm
good.
pretty sure I have some information at this point.
Oh, yes. Will it sound like it's coming from a different person? Again.
It will. My voice will change temporarily, and my cadence will absolutely alter.
It's always fun.
But trumpet channels from their deity.
The creator god. He who walks between us.
They're frozen.
Waiting on you.
It
Waiting
must.
for you. We're not going until you go.
He who walks between the poles.
Is it a full moon tonight? What the hell?
Not yet. No. I mean, we're quickly coming
4 days.
on spring solstice, but we're not there yet.
Anyways, okay, butt trumpet. You've heard about artifacts from both of your previous masters, both Mamulian and Alistair. Alistair let you know that there is magic, there is powerful magic, and then there are artifacts. Artifacts are few and far between. They're exceedingly rare. They usually are very powerful. They sometimes have downsides. Sometimes they have multiple good sides. Sometimes they have multiple downsides. They are very complex and complicated things. Very often, history and legends are filled with heroes that were raised up to the point of being demigods by the sheer power of an artifact. Mamulian, his basic response on the idea of powerful magic and artifacts was, "I want. No one deserves this more than me. Think what I could do with this." So you gathered just how powerful an artifact would be from both of your masters. As for this particular one, no, you haven't heard of this one before.
I reiterate all of this
Mm-hmm.
in my darling butt trumpet fashion.
What if, and this is just random, what if the people Murph wants to sell this to are bad people and want to do not, like, it also depends on the artifact itself, duh?
Eldred goes, we could bring that up to him.
Yeah. Like,
Did he say who we'd have to get it from?
not yet. He's
What if
He was confirming
if it's
that.
like
finding out.
what
He's
if
not
it's
going
like
to give us any
good
information until
people?
we agree.
That's what I mean, Reed. Maybe it's from the good people to the bad people. Maybe it's hopefully from bad people to good people. But we're stealing, so who knows?
Hopefully it's a rob the rich to feed the poor sort of situation.
I can do that. Da.
Eldred says he said there's multiple people who want it, so they can't all be bad, could they?
Oh no,
Hopefully not.
probably not.
I just say bring it up to him, let him know that that's a concern, says Eldred.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Because that's a fair concern. I kind of agree.
If
Yeah,
we're the
definitely
ones
don't
who
wanna
are
accidentally-
getting the artifact, hypothetically, if we find out that we're going to be giving it to a bad person, could we theoretically just take the artifact and hide it somewhere else better?
That's an option. That's an option.
Then we might be on somebody's bad list.
Oh, we'd be on a bunch of people's bad lists.
Including Murph if you're basically going to do a deal with him and then welch on it, says Eldred.
Reed leans into everybody and he's like, so what's the deal? I thought Murph was just a bartender. Is he one of Butterbeer's pirates?
I think
I don't
so.
know, I just met him.
Possible. It's a distinct possibility that he is also a pirate like Butterbeer is.
Butterbeer says vampire pirate bartender meter maid, to be exact.
No,
you
they're
got
starting
good
to
ears,
fucking
Butterbeer.
enforcement.
He's standing right there.
Oh, I tried to lean into the table so nobody else.
You're at the bar.
I didn't know. I didn't
Oh,
know. How are
Dang
you,
you,
Butterbeer?
theater of the mind.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm peachy.
Yeah, let's
Do you
get
know-
some dinner.
Who this job is for? Who we're getting the artifact for? Since you were talking to Murph.
No, he hasn't shared any of that with me. The less people who know, the more secure the information is the usual way it works.
I assumed, yes.
It's usually on a need-to-know basis. In other words, if you're in on the gig, you get the information that you need to know. Otherwise, it's kept hush-hush, because otherwise, other people will basically try to screw you out of your profit.
Yes, as I told Reed. Well, what are you
What
guys thinking
food?
of doing?
I was just going to ask what food Butterbeer had available and then say we should go sit down and stop bothering him.
That's a good idea.
If you want privacy, the table's fine. I take no offense. I will
Okay,
tell
thank
you. I will tell you that I don't know where how things were run in the cities you come from, but in Seven Rivers, we'll say Murph is basically the little finger on a very big hand. If you don't want to get pummeled, you don't want to break even the nail on that little finger.
Makes sense. We appreciate that.
Just
Spasiba.
looking out for my customers. So you go sit. I'll bring.
Is that why he's your bartender? Are you afraid of him?
Okay, Reed, let's go to the table.
Maybe you don't
Oh,
understand what the definition of a bartender is, young man. I'm the one who's been
Probably.
making the drinks, pulling the drinks, pouring the drinks. He was consuming them.
I thought he worked here.
What can I say? Thank you, Butterbeer.
Okay.
Let's take
No.
Reed over to the table.
Oh boy, yeah, I'm gonna need some extra drinks too, Butterbeer, with whatever food you get.
You want me to bring a bottle and a bunch of glasses over?
Yeah, it's, this
Spasiba.
seems like we need to have a good palaver here and discuss some stuff.
And talk about it.
Got it. So you go over to your
Wasn't,
usual
wasn't Murph
table.
the nighttime? Wasn't Murph the nighttime bartender?
No,
He has never been the nighttime bartender. He has come to keep Butterbeer company, and is usually on your side of the bar when you get there, sitting and drinking with Butterbeer.
okay. He's like
Sorry.
Norm from Cheers.
You
get that reference?
He's Norm the crime lord. Got it.
Yeah. Whatever helps you
I
remember.
wish Murph had told us when we were doing this artifact extraction.
Soonish.
Yeah,
I had
I
the
said
impression
time
it
was
was
of the
gonna be
essence.
Sooner rather than later. Yeah.
You'll give us info tomorrow morning, and I'm almost going to speculate either the next 2 nights. Take care of it. If
Are
not
we
sooner.
sitting down at the table?
I
Yes.
assume so, yes. I have moved to
Okay.
the table, and I'm either talking to myself.
Good.
I was talking to you at the table.
I think I was
Yes,
ushered
we're
to
all
the
here.
table.
Yeah.
We
Yes.
pushed you to the table.
I took Reed to the table.
Speaking of not breaking promises or fingernails, we told Calandra we would help her. And now we're like, hey,
Yeah.
fuck you, hang on. We've got this other shit. So I'm kind of.
Well, here's the thing. That's why I wanted to work in potentially having Murph assist us find her brother. Because if we don't have to go over to the Western District to get the info about the guy, and also get her a cut of some quick potential large sums of money. I mean, Calandra, this is part and parcel to you. We're kind of working with you at this point. What would you like?
I don't know that this is an opportunity that you could pass up, though. And Grimoire is a strong man. I'm not seeking him out because I think he's in any danger. So I'm not in a huge hurry. I'm not fearful for his life. I just need the information from him.
But he is in the Eastern Districts, which is
Smelly.
doesn't go well with living.
I have heard that it is quite.
If Murph is able to get the information about Calandra's brother, and possibly more information on the Iron Wall or anything like that, then we'll be more well versed for that adventure. And give him the time to do that kind of research while we do the search for this artifact.
We
better
also
to do our due diligence.
I've been digging through my pack. We also have 3 wet stones that are good for scrying.
Oh, you know what? This is probably a great time to go over all the items that we need to, like, have
What's
Eldred
left to
check out.
identify?
I have a few things I've been looking at that I could finally go over with you if you want. We've just been a little busy, says Eldred.
Let's do it.
All right, right now?
Sure.
Okay.
They might be useful in the upcoming mission. Who knows?
And we've still got plenty more, so I hope you have gems because I can do the other ones. I'll be happy to do them tonight or
I
tomorrow.
still have another stash of gems.
Okay.
Yes.
The first thing I did was your brooch that you've had since since I met you, that you have done nothing with, that never looked.
Well, we did experiment that one time where I had you fire magic missiles at me. I jumped off trees and threw myself into things, and there was that unfortunate bit with the drowning that didn't turn out well either.
Well, I actually have an answer as to why all of those things hurt you and none of them did anything. He holds up the brooch, and it's an oval brooch with a silver kind of ornamental silver frame. It's turquoise blue in the back, and it has an ivory silhouette of a pigeon on it. And he says, because this is a brooch of sending, you can basically do sending 3 times a day with this.
That is very
Sending
useful.
What do you send?
Hey, remember when I speak to your head a couple times?
You can send food to someone who's not feeling well, Reed.
Nope. Please, no. Don't give him. This would be great to give to one of our non-magic users who say don't have, or a magic user who doesn't have sending. To communicate with the party. Now, I don't know who it could be that we could potentially give this to. We might have to sit down.
He's like climbing up on the table to raise his hand higher.
You know,
Sitting right in front of Gaius.
You know, I
talked about it after we.
After the E.F. Hutton comment, I feel like going, ooh, Mr. Kata! But no one's going to get that either.
No.
I remember that show.
Thank you.
I get that.
At which point, guys, you know what? Yeah, that's that. And Nikita, would you care for a brooch of sending?
I think it would be very useful, but perhaps if we give it to Reed and he gets kidnapped again, he can use it to tell us.
Oh, also, if he goes off sneaking by himself because he is stealthy.
Eldred also says it might be wise to not go giving people things right away until we have everything identified, and then we can kind of do a round-robin choosing thing.
Yes, okay.
You're
know
a
what, that's not
pooper,
a bad
Are
Eldred.
not all robins round?
Pardon me?
Are not all robins round?
No, some are hexagonal, says Eldred.
I
Ew.
would
What
like you
does
to
that look
continue
like?
itemizing stuff.
It's really weird when you see them fly, let me tell you.
He draws a
Not
picture.
very aerodynamic.
Viv is trying to
Anyway.
figure it out.
In the
I'm
most
just doing it
sincere
too.
way.
I'm about to pour myself a drink in real life if we don't.
That's because you're behind.
Okay, what's the next thing that you wanted you'd like me to tell you about?
Ooh,
I
would you
don't
tell
know
me
what you
about my
have.
doll?
Sure. The doll has an energy that is very magical that is not like any sort of magic I've seen before. So I wasn't able to determine like what it does. There's definitely a force and an energy at the heart of this dolly. And he hands it over to you.
Interesting.
You got an energy doll.
Okay, let's see. What else did we have that we gave to him?
It's like
I
a
had given
5-hour
you my
energy
little
drink.
stone, da?
Which I need. The stones?
The stones?
The little blue stone? I had given that to you?
Had you?
I thought so.
Okay. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Eldred says, I'm not a gem guy, but what I can tell you is this. There's two separate things going on with this little marble you have here. What look like little ice crystals, the kind of icy blue little flakes in there you see. That is a part of a material of a gem called Screel. Screel is very powerful as far as its conductive properties for magic. With a little bit of Screel, you can replace any component of a magical spell with it. It can enhance the power of a spell you use, depending on if you add Screel to the mix. Mages love this stuff, but that's only there's only little flakes in this thing making it sparkly. The dark blue gem, the dark blue material, kind of is really weird. It seems, I'm not sure exactly what it does, but I can tell you it seems to exist in multiple places all at once. In other words, planes of existence. This part of the stone exists not only in multiple places, and I'm not 100% sure on this other part, but what I'm getting also, and this just seems totally weird, and I don't know that I believe it, I'm just sharing with you what I was getting, is that it not only exists in multiple places at once, but possibly exists in multiple time periods at the same time.
Well, that is similar to the
Wow.
dream I had with it. So,
Oh.
I say what now?
Magic is so weird.
magic is very weird.
awesome.
Yeah, no.
Eldred looks to Gaius and says, "It's a magical blueberry." That's what I just told her.
No, I heard that part. The
Oh.
dream part, Nikita has not shared with.
Oh, this was a
Dream?
while ago when we were, I think we were still in Seven Rivers before we even went to, I think. No, we might have been in Stoats Hole. Might have been Stoats Hole. I had the dream where I started flying and I came down in Seven Rivers, but it was old time Seven Rivers because I saw Arabella Stradivernius alive and she was walling somebody up under the house. I thought I told you about that, but I guess not. Sorry.
I pretty sure. Well, I guess with walling someone, or did she floor them?
No,
Was
the
it in
person
the
was
walls
standing
or
and
floor?
she was building something in front of them.
A brick.
You had a magic dream?
I had the magic dream. I
maybe.
got to fly. It was very cool.
I've had some wonderful hallucinations too. But yes, no, it could be interesting. I wonder if you were seeing something that had happened in the past. Do you know, was it in a particular room in the house, or was it...
Underground. It was deep underground. But it didn't look familiar. I don't think we had found this area when we were there. Oh, it might have been sucked into the hole. The bitch.
Oh, yes. Wonderful
Sleeping with
colloquialism.
this gem, that dream.
Read word children.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a very comforting gem when you hold it. It makes you feel nice. And then, yeah, I had that dream.
Compulsively so.
I'd be quite curious to try putting it under my... Well, I don't use a pillow. I just... maybe... I don't... Do you think it'll work for somebody who doesn't sleep? Who just goes into a trance?
I was going to say, don't you
Possibly,
just kind
but
of
you
like
have to try
dream?
holding it.
I do kind of just dream.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
dream
sure, give it a
trance.
shot.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I'd be very curious as to
Here we
what I
go.
would see.
Has Eldred given me
Hey,
the
it's worth a
stone
shot.
back? And I
Yes,
should give it to
yes.
Liv? Okay.
Yes.
I will
I
roll
love that.
to
Thank
Liv
you.
depending on how far.
After
think-
I love that
after
for
he
you,
is
best friend.
discussed about each item, he's handed it back.
You can.
I
you can
can't
keep
guarantee
those
that
vivid
it's going
dreams
to
all
work
to
like your-
yourself.
What was that,
Your,
Nikita?
I was just going to say I can't guarantee it's going to work right away. It wasn't like I had the dream every night. It was just that one time. So
I was just curious. I'll just try it, see what happens.
I am going to want it back. But yeah,
Sure.
I thought I was having bad dreams one time, and then turned out it was real.
those were trauma
what
dreams.
was that one?
Yeah.
Oh, you remember because it happened to you too. Naked
with the bunny
person on
tried to
top
kill
of your
me?
chest.
Mr. Wakey.
So
Oh, yeah, that was just real.
He was just
Th-
bad and
this is-
wrong.
this is what I can expect is bad dreams and naked men on chests.
That
Yeah,
one
No,
was
well, no.
special.
That
what-
actually was
what you
something
attract?
else in a skin suit.
Eldred says,
Person thing.
Eldred goes, it also, in all fairness, it was Saturday night.
So
I
not
feel like we're
Tuesday
making
night.
it worse.
Of course, Saturday night. Of course. Wait, what the fuck
If
is
there's
tonight?
any more...
Sat on a guy in a skin suit.
It's still Thursday.
So what
right?
else?
It's Thursday. Okay, it's Thursday. Okay, so good. 2 more days till naked men in bad dreams.
No, they.
So what
they gotta
else
be-
is there to analyze?
Oh, yeah. Next on the list, please.
Right.
For the love of God.
What did you give
I'm
him?
gonna need more. I'm gonna need more ale.
We gave him.
There's a bottle at the table, isn't there? We can just get Rita.
Oh, yeah. There's a bottle of booze.
There you go. Yeah, okay.
I had a feeling this was going to be required to get
Pour
through
Rita
this
drink and
conversation.
just there you go.
There's the
Eat,
stone,
drink.
the doll, the
Chug,
brooch, baby arm.
Eldred says, oh yeah, the baby, we talked about that briefly.
We did. Sorry. That's why it's in my mind.
Boy, we sound like a bunch of weirdos.
He says, he goes, I have it wrapped up so as not to take it out.
Yes, want to keep it fresh, right?
Right.
Keep that baby arm put out.
Ziploc.
And he says the bones at the one end are kind of wrapped almost in a spiral and seem to be sharpened. So if you take the hand like you're shaking hands with it, you can actually use it like a stabby weapon.
Maybe that sounds kind of awesome.
I'm
Baby arm dagger?
I'm a wizard, so I don't know the proper
Baby arm,
terms. Sorry.
A sick and twisted mind created that.
He says, but also, if you turn it around, it can do some really, really nasty magical stuff. But also, it's an amazingly magical back scratcher as well, I found. I don't make them, I just identify them, he says.
You're using a...
That's
Let
what
me
the
get this right.
corners of walls are for.
Yes.
You're using a wand of the
Yes.
dark arts made from a child's arm as a back scratcher.
It's what...
Do you hear what I'm saying out loud?
You just said it
Using
could be
the
used that way.
desecrated remains of a child.
But it
For
worked
your
really
scratches
well.
on the back.
Oh, you did use it? Ah.
That's...
What?
Of course. How
Yeah,
else would
it
he have
was
found
fine,
out?
but he didn't.
Well, you know.
Oh my god. Wait,
But like I said-
You know what?
I can
We're moving
probably utilize this to kind of either get into the university or to pay a really high-level tutor or something, so...
Yeah, scratch their back.
And they'll scratch mine.
Wait, you need a baby arm to get into the university?
In a matter of speaking, possibly.
I hate
Anyway,
when I
are we
could
going to
go,
be
so
doing-
I'm
When
going
you
to
show your
ask-
baby arm.
What was that, Butt Trumpet?
I hate where this is going, so I'm gonna ask, weren't there also, you mentioned the bones, but weren't there also, like, animal bones of some kind? Am I misremembering, or I thought there were bones?
There was a
somebody-
skull. There was a human skull
Skull!
Human
Okay.
skull.
with
How
a
you got?
green sludge in it. Didn't we already discuss that one?
We did. That one.
I
We
know we
did.
went over, like, half of it, and then, like, there was another half. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
That one you kind of just mimicked the face of someone.
Right.
That's right.
It wouldn't change your height or anything wild like
It's
that.
like Foundation, but grosser.
Like
Yeah.
Maybe she's born
Yeah.
with it.
a disguising mud mask, as it were.
Yeah.
Maybe it's skull
Maybe.
slime. Okay.
But my
So-
pores love it.
Every time you sing Butt Trumpet, Jack just kind of bounces around with your voice. He really seems to love your singing.
That's right. It's still here.
Ah, precious. I'm trying to think of what else we gave him.
You
What else we give you?
gave me the black feather,
Yes.
Feather. Duh.
which is it will allow the person holding on to it to fly, but it's limited. I think it's for like up to 2 hours, but then once it's done, it's done. It's no longer any good. And it looks
One
like it
time.
can be done in a couple different times. It doesn't have to be done all at once.
It's like a couple
Ah.
increments here and there.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So it doesn't have to be the full 2 hours in one go.
Right.
How would you turn it on and off? Do you say a magic word or flap it?
From what I see, it just says, I think it's fly
anything
and
happen?
land, and then
Okay.
everything else is you kind of think where you want to go.
That could be
But
very
you
handy.
have to hold on to the feather and hold it out in front of you.
Very
I'd probably
handy
think
if
of the
we have
wrong
to
place.
Do you think that is that all the magic items? Do we want to? Have we decided that we're going to be doing this effect?
Did you give him either? Let's see. Oh, the pearl. The kind of size of a grape. Actually, it was more like the size of a kumquat size. It's like clear with all sorts of like white cloudy stuff and black speckles throughout. This seems to be a magical spider egg sac.
Yeah. Man, that thing's huge.
You throw
Imagine a
it.
spider, I guess.
You throw it at something, it'll explode
Into spiders.
into a giant explosion of web and possibly thousands of baby spiders.
Nope.
Or certain.
Awesome.
Nope.
Possible or certain?
That's
wants
what I
that?
get out of it. That it is.
Oh. Okay, so spider bomb.
So you could just as simply squeeze it in your hand and crush it, and the same thing would happen.
But
No.
Absolutely
Whoever
not.
carries that has to have some cushioning in their bag.
Yep, it has to be padded. That shit
No
can't move.
takers?
Hell no.
no.
I keep
Okay,
mine
if
dried
nobody
up
else
in a
wants
jar.
I say, yeah, Viv or I can handle that. That's fine.
Yeah, do you want Calandra, since we shared the purchasing of the cocktail spiders, carry that? That way, I don't know, I'm scared to have the cocktail spiders and the baby spiders near each other because I don't know if that will
Don't get mixed
spiders.
up.
I don't
If that-
yeah, here, you take
You
the
don't want them
cocktail spiders, there's
crossbreeding?
8 left.
Okay.
Not crossbreed,
Take
no,
those.
because the cocktail spiders are dead. So
They're
but
right.
the baby
They're
spiders
food.
are not
Are they?
alive yet. So they're both like
Not
in
sure.
different states of not aliveness that I just think is like bad for both of them. I don't know. I'm going to just take the spider egg. That's
I
fine.
wonder if you can make them the undead.
Zombie spider
Huh.
bomb?
Zombie spider crunchy thing. Oh, could you imagine if we make them alive while someone's eating them?
No.
Hear the little
No, I-
screams.
That's kind of genius. Don't do it to me.
I like it,
What?
but please
Oh.
don't do that. Yeah, like that's great for someone else, not us.
Eldred says we still have a lot of magic things that we took out of that shack.
Yeah, we do.
I just you gave me 250 gold worth of gems. So that's what I
Yeah.
could do last night. You give me more and I'll do more stuff.
Guys,
And if
pulls out
we're
another
thinking about doing this
250.
job, some of these
Yeah.
things might become in real handy.
Yeah, guys pulls out
I
the
didn't realize
other
you guys
sack
had so
of
many.
250 gems. Thud. Yeah. let's
Eldred takes it
try
and
to
grabs
figure
it. Says, if you
out.
want,
Are you right, Viv?
I'll put if
Viv's
I didn't say
jaw
anything.
was doing a thing. Oh, sorry. I thought it was.
I'm sorry. I was
The
just.
reaction to all
no,
the
it's a lot of
gems.
gems. That's a lot.
Yes.
I lean
Eldred,
over towards Viv. I didn't get any of them either.
I like to play this game
Right.
where like they're laid out on the table, and if I can find ones that like match together, if like 3 in a row, then I can like swap them around. Is this a
They
dated
kinda
reference
look-
for everybody but me?
Do they kind of look like
My
candy?
turn. Sometimes people can do this with candy. Others might say
Mm.
that the gems was the way it originated, and it kind of feels like an imitation.
while that's
trying
all
to crush
bedazzling and
gems?
everything, guys, if you want to double this number of gems, I will put the time in and go to sleep late
Whatever.
and get even more identified.
All right.
Okay.
Right.
Now,
He
what
picked
are
it
the
up and
things?
thudded it again.
Yeah, so give me the 10 things you want me to take with me.
I will pass that request on to our Nikita. What do we have left in that bag of magics that we have taken?
If you have a list on
Okay.
hand.
If you have,
That is what I am looking for.
yeah,
Most of it was. I have identified most of what I given to myself, but if you give me a second.
let's see.
The fuck
We
is
did. Do we do the magic beans?
No. There
No.
are two. There are
We can do
two sacks of magic beans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Each one contains 3. And
Two
the beans in one bag are different from the beans in the other bag.
So we got those.
I've got
Beans.
so 2 sacks magic beans, 2x magic beans. I've also got a sack of dried mushrooms.
Yep.
Okay.
Also, we have an assortment of jars and bottles. 3
That's
flasks.
Yeah,
3
the
flasks that are
Eldred
opens.
says, I'm really kind of curious about this squat jar that's
Yes.
covered with something and then sealed with wax.
We'll throw that
Duh.
into the pile of things to work on.
There was also a nub of charcoal.
Okay, got it. And I assume that as you're doing these things, you're handing them to them?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did we need to identify the Hand of Glory? Did we do that already?
Do you know what a
Is
hand of
that-
glory does?
We guessed at it, but we're not 100% sure. So yeah, we'll throw that in there. We didn't. We
We'll
haven't
throw that
identified
in.
that one.
I
We'll
love
throw
it.
that in.
And I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
you order
I'll
right
throw you the
now,
hand of
I'll
glory.
throw in a hand of glory for the next
The
10
low, low
customers who
price.
phone in.
We can also get you an autographed. I'm sorry. We'll go on to that.
Baby arm.
Yeah, an autographed baby arm.
It looks like
They autographed
most
it
of the
with the
jars
other
and
arm,
bottles went
in
to
case you're
Gaius.
curious. Yeah.
Autographed by the Hoff. This baby arm right here, and a hand of glory, plus the knives, all for 22 payments of $19.99. Right
If you
now.
do it in the next 9 minutes, you get more knives.
That's
I don't know how
right.
many more, but it depends.
We'll
on
also
who you
throw
call.
in the handy dandy cleric squeezer.
And some horrific
They
looking
have
black
those at the
eggs.
church.
Yes, yeah.
Hi, I'm the Wizard William Mays. Doing you fantastic honor.
The magic wow. So yeah, did we get the flasks identified yet? I don't think we have.
No. Did you get the coin?
Indeed.
Did you get the coin taken care of?
The
Da.
coin did get
With the
identified.
yeah.
Okay.
The coin the coin of 50-50 chance is basically how I made note of that.
50-50 extreme chance, I believe, was what it was.
Yes.
What about the you took care of the 4-leaf clover?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We did the eggs. Did the wet rocks.
Yep.
All
Which eggs
done.
did you do?
The
3 black
teleport ones.
eggs.
Okay, you also have a small jar of what look like regular small bird eggs in kind of a yellowish brown liquid.
We also had
Alright, we should probably
the
ID that.
mushrooms. I mean, those just might be a good time.
Right. Hey.
What? We got to celebrate somehow later.
I'm all about
We
it.
did it! Let's go on a trip.
In my favorite rocket ship.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Okay.
Guys.
Okay, yeah, I
And
think that takes, as far as the magic stuff, I believe that's the vast majority of it.
So, the good news is our bank, which, by the way, Nikita, I got to get you on the Friends and Family program there. We can store any magical gewgaws we don't want to use or might sound ungodly powerful or dangerous to just have on your person on the regular basis.
This sounds
Maybe
good.
we can rig the spider bomb as a trap for anyone who tries to open our safety deposit box when they go to open it without knowing the secret word or something. I also
So-
just want to throw spiders at someone at some point.
I do too. That's why I took it.
Oh, did you take it? I didn't even register that.
I want to.
Yes, it's
I want to
exotic.
retire in a tropical setting. I want to find someone who I can share the rest of my life with. I'd like to throw spiders at somebody someday.
Someday
Right.
I'll
Yeah,
get
that's
spiders.
exactly.
at
We
some
all
point.
have different dreams and different goals, and that's perfectly valid.
Precisely. Yes, I did
No.
cushion up the egg in my backpack with some of my other clothes and just and tidy.
Nikita, do you still have one of those other eggs in your pocket? Is that where
Yes.
you're keeping one? Okay, just verifying.
You have another.
The, oh shit, I gotta get out of here, egg. And I hope it's not
Yes.
rancid at this point. You're like, teleport! Just ruined a pair of pants.
We've done worse.
Oh,
Yes.
You've particularly done worse.
Yep. Consciously.
Trauma.
It's an arm wrestling competition.
It was, actually.
And
How dwarves.
the only way to defeat me was through
Oh,
skullduggery.
yeah, I like that.
Eldred
Dwarven
says,
trickery.
And
I am
strength.
going to take all this, as he says, and you see, this is the first time you've realized that the robes that Eldred has seem to have tons of pockets, because he's put things in all these different pockets. And right now he's kind of looking like the Michelin Man. He goes, I'm going to go upstairs and get started. So I'll see all of you in the morning.
Good night, Eldred.
And he
Right.
waddles off,
Don't
and with his
forget-
last
Dangerous.
hand, grabs the bottle and continues to walk.
Don't
Subtle.
change your.
Alright, he
There
can
it
get a
goes.
new one.
Oh, right.
The man, the myth, the legend.
So just to let
Probably-
Vivalda and Calandra know, one of our previous identified items were 3 rocks that constantly look wet, and they are used for scrying. The
I'm
notes
not
I
familiar
have,
with most magic.
Nikita,
Well,
remember
scry-
there was another option for those, possibly.
or just see a vision or something.
Right? It's
See a
like
vision.
they're meant for scrying, but if it's not done properly, something else might occur.
Okay. If not,
If
done
you lick it, do you get a vision?
probably not.
What's something else, Reed?
So I was thinking if Murph doesn't get enough information on Calandra's brother or Grimoire Fair, we could possibly use one of these to see if we can see them.
Yes, I now have the ability to. I can't do the full scry yet. I have, I think it's clairvoyance is the proper term. If I know of a
cool.
place or a person within a certain distance, I can either see or hear. Like, for instance, if 2 of my friends went into the back alley and a scuffle occurred, I could have seen it or heard what was said.
And which one was it?
Hmm?
Did you see the
That was just
scuffle
an
or did
assumption.
you listen?
Why are you getting aggressive? I was using that as an example.
I'm always aggressive, and there was recently.
No, you're not generally aggressive toward me. Unless it's arm wrestling.
I try not to, but I really just wish you'd say if you were watching or listening.
Oh
That's what we
well, let's say
We need a
it's,
T-shirt with Nikita's picture that says "I'm always aggressive."
Let's call it, hypothetically speaking, vision. No words were heard.
I liked her
I
line
appreciate-
earlier. I'm not the one people usually come to for sparkling conversation.
That too.
Lots of Nikita T-shirt ideas.
Right.
Take the notes. I'll call my shirt lady.
So
Now,
that could be-
scrying
Da.
is a little bit different than clairvoyance, because
Okay.
with scrying, we could potentially create a similar thing to clairvoyance, which is why I bring it up, which you can both see and hear through. The difference is it lasts a little bit longer, and the range is
A little bit
plane
stronger.
of existence.
God damn it.
There's not like a mileage attached to it.
Last a little longer, range a little stronger.
I don't
Scrying
get
with
the
Big Red.
Big Reed. Big Reed. Big Reed.
Big Reed.
Big Reed.
Ooh. Nickname like that, you'll be. Never mind.
You'll be very popular with your church.
Yeah.
No.
So to go again to what I was saying,
Gets me.
clairvoyance. Clairvoyance is within a mile ish, or
Okay.
a wheel, or whatever. weird, arbitrary system of measurement Paul's created in this world,
And this
and
Baby
scrying
arms.
is just
baby.
wherever.
Our metrics is in Grognarks.
Yes, it's one Grognarts. Or wait, hold on. Is that the smaller unit or the large one over an extended period?
Millie Grogs.
It's the smaller.
So,
No, like,
It's a smaller unit.
out of character.
Millie Grognards.
Out of character. Spell. I can do a mile. These things can do.
Hey.
Don't go to a different plane of existence. Which
This
could be
is the
super
show
useful,
that
actually.
finished the live stream in 12 Grognarks.
Captain,
Star
we've
Wars.
got a mastered. Actually, 1,000 Grognards off the Port Val.
Well, shit.
Ah!
I hate everything.
I'm going to the. Hey, you know what? I'm going to go to the bathroom.
And damn it,
And with
Eldred's
that,
not
Nick goes
here
to
to be
bed.
able to say anything.
That's right.
Oh, my.
Is that a good place to go to bed? I think it's a good place to go to
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good place to go to bed. He'll come back and we're all gone.
bed.
I'll wait for him.
Everybody turn the camera off.
right?
Nikita will go to bed. She'll finish whatever she's drinking, munch something,
I
and
will
wander up
too.
to bed.
all
goes
the
to bed.
cameras will be off. I'll just be here alone. Gaius will come back and go, "You're the only one left alive."
They all died.
Because
You
apparently,
weren't
Everybody's-
there to heal them.
It's his nightmare.
because Calandra's a chaotic dumbass, and here we are.
No, it's not true.
Give it time.
Oh, combat's gonna be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, damn it.
We're dead.
Everybody hide.
Okay.
But in all seriousness, yeah, I think it's a good time, good bed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So then, I guess then I'm leaving.
You could.
You're leaving?
We could get a.
Well, I go
There's
back
rooms
to.
available.
Duh. If you want a room here.
You can sleep at the bunny.
No.
That's such a kind offer, Reed.
As
almost
long as
certain
he's
money
been
would
well
consume
I don't know why you
Calandra.
want me to die. I haven't done anything to you, and I don't need a rabbit.
You
Is
wouldn't
it-
die.
Is-
Gaius is really exaggerating how deadly the bunny is, I think.
Only if
Like, look,
hungry.
I usually charge if people want to put their mouth on me. So
Okay, so
hold
it's
on.
bedtime.
Wait,
You
hold on.
charge
What?
the bunny?
Bavolda, were you going to get?
Room.
somebody,
Were you going?
How much is a room?
Butterbeard says, "I remember
Oh, shit.
you." And because we've been dead, 5 silver a night will be fine.
Oh, appreciate it. Thank you.
And he tosses you a key and says, "I'll take it up with Gaius."
Oh,
Yep.
cool. Thanks.
Apparently the Monopoly guy.
What about you,
And Viv
Calandra?
heads up
Is
to her
your-
room.
I suppose it would make things easier if I stayed. So
We'll say
I
that
will
Butterbeard can't. You get a key also, so all of you have your own room.
okay, I will stay.
You
All
get a
right.
key.
Great.
You get a key.
This makes it handy because now Eldred can't change rooms, hopefully. They're all taken.
All the room's full. Sure.
I want to make sure I take some food for my for Hannibal.
Okay.
We all want you
Whatever's
to do
available.
that.
Yes,
Okay.
whatever's available.
Okay, so everyone goes to their room, gets for the night. Someone roll me a 20-sider.
Lucky
Okay.
number.
We'll say Gaius is the first one to wake up the next morning.
Oh,
He's gonna go do yogurt.
yeah. I'm gonna go out and do some hot
Hot innuendo.
workroom yoga. Some hot yoga.
Hot yogurt.
Hot,
Nope.
hot yolk. Wow.
Hot yogurt. It's a jazz trio from Illinois.
Anyway,
Something, all right.
guys is doing some calisthenics out back in the alley, I guess.
Next to all the trash and the
Well,
rotting
you know,
fish.
out in the middle of the street. Well, you know,
The
yeah,
hidden
no,
dead
he's one of
bodies.
he's one of those obnoxious people. Well, look at how healthy I'm being. I'm out in the middle of the road doing everything.
His hair is tied into a man bun somehow, even though it's like
Hmm.
too short on the top
Not
of his head.
long enough, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind
So
of
there's just one
pulled
little
back and
stub in the back.
It's a sprout.
Yeah.
like a top knot almost, but half a knot. The beard's longer somehow. But he also has like his 1 foot way up high, and he's just kind of like leaning into it, like.
Yeah, actually, the health benefits of like an all liquid diet are pretty.
Yeah. Have you tried juicing?
Specifically grape juice? Wine.
Grape juice? Yeah.
If
Grape
you
juice
drink,
fermented. The exact.
It's changed my life.
thanks to yeah.
Nikita and Butt Trumpet come down next.
I plop down the stairs with them. So we plop simultaneously down the stairs.
Okay.
Aww. Thanks, I get lonely without a buddy.
You get about a third of the way down the stairs, and from down below you hear, "Oh, better get the coffee started."
Thank you.
Thank you.
From outside the window, you hear, "Gotta be careful. That stuff can be addictive."
You would know.
I know, right?
Yes,
I really want you
right.
to make a vape pen for this universe now. Just to add to the douchebag aesthetic here.
Oh my god.
Can I wake up from all the yelling?
Yes, blow
Yeah.
like vapey clouds all around.
Baby.
Cotton candy.
So, Vivaldo, you've been awake, but you hear Nikita and Butt Trumpet in the hallway talking and laughing as they head downstairs. So you all get down there, and Butterbeer's getting stuff together and starts getting coffee and says, breakfast?
Ah.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have any biscuits and gravy today, actually?
Actually, no. We're still kind of limited. I've got eggs, I've got fish, and I've got baked beans and tomato. And some mushrooms.
That's
Very
I
good.
think I'll do a
English
hard-boiled
breakfast.
egg and a tomato.
You got it.
They're adorable.
Guys from outside, cholesterol! Gotta really watch those arteries.
Hey, just crack the egg in a pan and then throw all the options and then fold the egg over it. I want to call it something. I haven't thought of it yet, though. It's like yummy. Like a yummy-let or something.
Not with fish,
Yumlet.
though.
That's
Yum
the whitefish.
Yumlet.
A fish tata.
Do you have unleavened bread? I think I'm on to
Heard all
something.
this from outside.
Yeah.
Right.
I hate all of this.
Someone, a window on a second floor of one of the neighboring buildings opens up and says, "You want to keep it down there?"
Praise Bacchus.
You have a WWBD bracelet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's basically
It's
it's
purple.
his version of "Bless Your Heart" from the South. He just praise Bacchus.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, praise
Fuck off.
Bless
Bacchus.
your heart.
Oh, bless your heart.
And-
Praise Bacchus.
And Calandra just signed off there, so that.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we'll say that Reed, you're down there now too.
I heard talk of food.
You are accurate. How is
That
Hannibal?
is the most noble way you could have said that.
Perhaps there's
Rumors of
Yes.
Mayhaps.
those
Mayhaps.
rumors
Maybe
of
we could
pork
christen
butter.
the dish enough.
Chance.
Perchance a bacon.
There's some porcine pieces of delectability down here.
And Calandra will say you wake up as well. The only person not with you is Eldred at the moment.
Here we go again.
Well, but he said he was going to stay up late.
But-
He said he was going to stay up late.
Don't
That's
automatically
true, that's
assume
true.
he's been kidnapped.
Does anybody need me to check
So
on
give-
Eldred? I can go knock. Is he in there?
It might be worth
that's
it. Last
right.
time he changed rooms on us.
Yeah, because we gotta check that now.
Yeah, we got attacked,
Ah.
but still.
Anybody doing
Just for
anything?
just for the
I can
record,
go
I didn't
check
get
on
to
him.
kill. I didn't get to kill anybody in that fight. Just saying.
Okay, so you
I'll
go
knock
up.
on Eldred's door very lightly.
He goes, yeah.
Just wanted to make sure you're okay. Go sleep or whatever you want. Bye.
Okay.
I missed your awkwardness.
I come back downstairs. He's alive. He's here.
Very good.
We're chilling. It's all good.
That was chillin' not really part of your vocabulary?
I don't know.
Very British chillin'?
I don't know. I just
What's
wanted
British?
to convey that everything is all right. Everything's okay.
This is good.
You hear,
How
but
wrong?
coming up to the table, you hear, we're fresh out of chillin', can't get all the stuff to make it, but I do have breakfast here, and starts handing out plates with fried eggs, baked beans, a roast tomato, and some roast mushrooms, and some crispy fried fish that are probably about that big each. And each plate has like 3 of them. And he puts
Nice.
down a loaf of brown bread on the table, and for butt trumpet, a little dish with a hard-boiled egg and a fresh tomato next to it.
God, I love it. Oh,
Spasiba.
Thank you.
You're the best butterbeer.
Oh, you bet. And he goes, I'll refresh the coffee. And how many ales am I pulling?
I guess I could
Yes.
go for breakfast ale.
You know what? Ale and eggs sounds like a great idea.
If everybody else is doing that, I'll do it.
Call that the lumberjack special.
peer pressure. I'll give in. Why not?
Okay.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Nikita is now staring at the table like, really? I'm the only one who thinks we shouldn't be fucking drinking right before we... Never mind.
Okay, if
It's
you
okay.
do that, maybe I
Not
won't.
all of
Well,
us.
Maybe I won't.
Eldred
I
had
don't
already
want to
gone
be-
off, so
Yeah.
It seems
kinda-
like I don't want to presume, but it seems like you drink it all the time.
The
Mostly,
water here is
but
not
I'm-
pure. You need the alcohol to make it. So, you guys not realize what sanitation's like in this town? We've been in the places where they have water.
It's fine. I'm drinking either way. I'm drinking either way, and
I want to know where that pump.
hoes are fine
from.
by me. So
Yeah.
Okay, so,
Nikita just gonna say Nikita will not be drinking because she is concerned about all the information hopefully Murph brings us.
okay.
And I admire you for being the one responsible member of the party right now.
I begged it. Guys comes in covered in sweat after doing calisthenics. He's like, "What do you
Whoa!
mean? What? This is a good hearty thing. I'm about to take a shower,
Good,
and then I'm
good.
almost
You might want
certain
to do that
water
first.
you're going to be drinking later.
Gross.
Nice as
That's
bathwater.
great.
Yeah. I
Thanks
should
for
follow that and sell that to
reminding.
people.
Oh my
Wait, they have
gosh.
showers here?
Nice bathwater.
Hell,
We are on Twitch.
I create water.
It's a thing.
I have a barrel out back where I put holes in it and it kind of just. I have a thing.
rains down on you.
Yeah.
Can I use that next time we get all dirty?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so anyway,
Yeah.
Guys, this is private shower.
We wait for Murph.
So
Personal
Eldred
shower
comes
out.
down the stairs looking like hair all over the place and looking kind of tired. Walks by Gaius and goes, "Whew, okay."
This
Wow.
is sweat.
I will wake
people.
you up. It'll wake you up.
Yes.
I don't. I'm getting insulted now.
No, it's quite a
Bullshit.
common scent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I have a musk about me. I'm sorry if it doesn't
He's-
appeal to you.
That's not the good word.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good.
It sounds gross.
Butt trumpets down. Fanning butt trumpet.
Eldred says,
You'll need to
plus,
start working
you're
out in the morning
moist.
and getting
Moist.
a good sweat.
You're
It
sneaky.
clears
I
your
think was a
pores.
worse word.
You sweat out all the alcohol from the day prior,
Oh,
and then you.
Eldred goes, alcohol? Someone say alcohol?
Yes, that is.
That is.
Yeah, it's in Gaius' sweat.
Well, we haven't determined whether there's enough alcohol content to get a person drunk tonight.
Butterbeer comes out
Only one way to find
Science
out.
hasn't found a way.
and also puts down a platter of fried potatoes and a new pitcher of coffee and says, oh, you're here. I'll get you an ale.
to Eldred?
To Gaius.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
And
I'm
Eldred
here.
goes, me too, please.
Drinking
So he
in the
says,
morning.
He says, Murph was by a little earlier. Said he had a real prosperous night. He'll be back in a little bit when he finishes for the night and swing in.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Excellent. So, I guess once Butterbeer leaves the area, Paul, because we're at a table eating, I assume.
Yep.
Want to clarify it. So,
Everyone gets their drinks and everything, and we're all good.
say we agree to the 50-50, but like the sweeteners we add on are the extra information for our party members. Is there anything else we want to inquire about besides Viv and Calandra's personal needs? Nikita, Reed, Buttram, Eldred, any
If he
info
has
you
any
guys
connections at the university.
want? Is looking inquisitive Butt Trumpet, perhaps.
What about the new church?
Oh, the
Paulus?
Pilatus?
Yeah.
Well, the next
Marquise?
time the next time Eldred gets brought up, Plutus is what it is. Next time Eldred
Plutus.
gets brought up by turn on the reactors, Quaid. Gotcha. Yes, Quaid, Mr. Quaid. He said that I would be included in the invite to go up because I will go and potentially look into this Church of Plutus, see what they're
Oh,
about.
okay.
And Calandra, in case you're curious, I forget if they said it was another Church of Revels. Or,
They did.
so, allegedly, yeah. So maybe we
All
could
about
potentially.
revelry around here.
Hey, we're all about the. Hey, listen,
Hey.
this town is weirdly into a lot of or at least before the Eastern District went to hell, a lot of distilling and brewing. Less so now.
It's kind of like D&D Portland.
Yeah.
If we need to rebrand, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Butterbeer
Yeah.
suddenly has sleeves of tattoos.
Oh yeah. Well, then Gaius's beard's got to grow out more. He definitely has to get the man bun.
Definitely has
His
the
beard has
Is there a
braids in
coffee
it.
shop he can work at?
tattoos as well,
But-
skinny jeans.
That's too good to drink the coffee.
Well,
at?
we could do D&D Philly, where everyone dresses in white muscle shirts and the tattoos, and they just turn over carts and carriages whenever they see them.
My
Oh,
weapon is a
okay.
really giant cheesesteak.
And
Or
pig
can-
grease
or
on
cannoli.
coals is a
Ripping.
challenge.
No, currently we're D&D Florida, but without the alligators. We're just
You don't
all fucked up.
We're just
Right.
wait.
So we just make the headlines.
What? Paul's gonna have a meth gator right around the corner for us.
Yes,
That's cute.
that will be our next boss fight, a meth gator.
So, like a super fun gator, Texas will send the super fun gator.
Oh, that's a thing?
Bear.
Yeah,
Oh,
Cody
yeah,
and Bear.
Could be.
Yes, from-
Did Vivalda have any fun dreams last night?
Oh,
oh
did I?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Holding the gem.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
The gem didn't work. No, I'm kidding.
Stupid gem.
Yeah.
this is broken. I
Hey.
don't even like this stupid thing anymore.
Wizard of dumb. You're dumb.
That's another tavern name, the Impatient Elf.
I love that so much. And
Yeah,
the
actually,
IPA
that's a
would
good
be their
one.
best cocktail.
Sounds better than the bar I was going to. Tatter's Market.
The impatient and
Really
incredibly
rough place.
apologetic elf.
Oh,
Oh, this sucks. Sorry.
It sucks. You
I
all
shouldn't
suck.
have
I hate
lashed
this
out
place
like
I'm
that.
leaving.
I'm so sorry.
Well,
Sorry.
do you want to give me the stone back, or do you want to hang on to it?
Yeah. Well, can I hold on to it for like maybe 3 nights in a row? That way, because like the rule of 3, maybe on the 3rd night it'll work.
All right, so you had
as the
Friday,
sun sets
Thursday
on the
night,
3rd day.
Friday night, and
On the
Saturday
third
night.
day, look
Okay,
for
yeah.
me
So,
to the north.
Oh,
So
Saturday
I
night.
guess-
That'll
When you
be
need me the
wild.
most.
Yeah.
After the execution, I will give it back to
Ah.
you, I guess.
that sounds good.
Are we doing anything about that? We're just going.
About what now?
Alright, whatever.
The execution. Did
I'll
we
do-
want to ask Murph about that? Anything
We can
to
ask
stick
Murph
our
about
nose in
that.
there?
I mean, we could listen, people. We got like only so many days. We'll see what Murph says about. We could do something about the execution, but then we also got Calandra's sister, brother,
Brother.
There's so much
whatever,
happening.
sibling. This is starting to get confusing.
Get your shower and get a drink. Oh my god.
I've already had my drink, and I'm currently outside showering, conversating. Through
Then have your shower beer and shut up.
He's talking in the shower.
He's just in the alleyway, naked, standing under a barrel, yelling.
Right.
Talking to himself.
yelling
Why
through the
are the
open
walls
door.
so thin? The walls are so
It's the-
thin here. It's insane.
The building's made of stone. The voice just carries.
Oh, the cracks.
He
another
projects very
song,
well.
I have.
Yeah.
There are homeless
Orator's
people
voice.
in the alleyway going, "You want to keep it down? Some of us are trying to be depressing."
Hey, praise Bacchus.
Praise
Oh,
Hey, you know what? Praise Bacchus. As he begins to smell more and more of sandalwood. Anyway,
That's an interesting. Yeah. All right.
bar of soap. That's what I bought.
Is Murphy
Nice.
yet?
Yeah. Paul, you can stop all of this and flash forward
Yeah.
2 minutes from now.
Yeah, I
You
could,
alone have the power to stop this.
And yet,
Only you.
but I've
Yeah.
not yet learned to use my powers for good.
That's
Yeah.
very true.
Then you see guys come walking around with a towel, shower shoes. He's definitely got the trunk clothes on.
you have the towel on you, right? It's not like over your
Making
shoulder.
really squishy noises as he walks.
I'm not. Listen, I am a classy person. I have a towel on.
Where?
Yeah, I meant, but around you or over your
Where?
shoulder?
Around?
It's a big
Really?
towel.
That is a.
Can we see his bum like we've seen
Yeah, I need a
Reed's
huge
bum?
towel.
Is his bum as hairy as Reed's?
Smooth.
How hairy is Gaius? Is he very
Oh,
hairy person?
How hairy is Gaius? Roll for it.
No. This is a
Well,
character.
Gaius, in all fairness,
This is
she
a
can see a
character choice.
certain amount of you since you're just wearing a towel.
This is a character from the waist up. You would describe him as not hirsute, but he's not clean shaven.
God.
He's heritable land. Yes.
What I got from
Not a
that
bear.
was imagine a swimmer's body mixed with a grizzly bear.
Yes. Yes. There you go. Swimmer's physique.
Okay. Now I will use my powers for good.
Go back here.
Thank you.
Thank
So,
you. I
You're
don't
welcome.
Paul,
I have
end
more
it now.
questions if you would like.
End it now. End it now
Oh.
because I can make this worse. Please stop it.
Yeah.
Hair is reddish
Stop us,
brown.
please.
in nature.
Please stop us.
Eldred goes, Gaius, either sit down or go throw some clothes on. Before other people come in, I can talk about what I found out.
Okay, he sits
Yeah.
down.
Okay.
Crosses his legs.
Thank you.
All of us little people make sure we are above the table. Above
I
the
was
table.
to say we have to sit up.
Yeah. No, looking down there.
Chairs.
I pick Butt Trumpet up and place them on the table.
On the table. We're not
You
trying
look
to
over.
get
You look
guys
over
to
at
sit there
Nikita,
either.
and you see Jack occasionally going,
Oh no!
Oh, Jack!
and then comes back up, and on its face you see it going.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Impressed,
You
I
dirty
know.
pumpkin, you. Wait, what's
Eldred
that?
says, "Okay."
Shock of amazement or shock of disgust?
Amazed, disgust.
If it could talk, right?
If only Pumpkin could talk.
Eldred says, "Okay, what do you want to start with?"
What did we start with?
Beans?
Okay, we had two
Beans,
separate bags of beans.
If there's any beans on the table, I eat them.
No, the magic
Not put
ones.
the beans on the table.
Not the magic
Yeah.
ones. I just thought we were starting with breakfast, so
Those beans. Fine.
You see Reed scooping up the beans off his plate, sees Eldred put the two bags of beans on the table, and goes to reach for him.
Just
Nope.
arm across.
Whip his hand with a towel.
Oh no! Where'd you get the towel?
the towel
No!
I have two towels. It was the one I was using on my hair.
And your man bun.
Or your beard, or yeah.
Yeah, yes.
Right.
I retract
touch.
my hand, but I
Do
eat
not
something
touch
else on the table.
anything Eldred is about to hand out until we know what it does.
Okay.
Got it.
Says, okay, this first one, which are dark brown and beige. It's like 3/4 of them are dark brown, but it's got like this. It's like an underbelly of beige. These are jumping beans. And as he says this, you notice that it's like the beans have little ticks. They just occasionally just twitch. It says, when one is consumed, it allows for 3 leaps of increasing length. The leaps do not have to be taken consecutively, but must be taken within a certain amount of time for them to work. Otherwise, you lose them.
I like jumpy beans.
I was gonna say
The-
that might be better for some of our shorter friends.
Ooh, imagine butt trumpet jumping like that.
The second
Beans.
The second bag of beans, I didn't realize this until I did this and really inspected them. If you look at them, they're uniformly like a dark brown with a bit of a greenish tint to them. But there's 3 of them. Two of them have a single seam around them. One of them has like a crossed seam. It's like a double seam. He goes, I don't know if that matters or not, but he says if you plant these beans, a single bean, it depends on whether or not you plant it with the thickest part of the seam either up or down. If you plant it with the seam up, it will grow a bean sprout straight up that goes up quite high, it sounds like. If you plant it with the seam down, and this is magical, so it should happen like within an hour or 2, it will grow a large bit of vegetation in a rather large area that'll make it very difficult to kind of navigate through. But this is not an instantaneous thing. This is something that has to be planned, he says.
Something that has to be planned.
Exactly.
So it's like a plant bomb?
It's like a
Delayed.
plant.
It's difficult terrain might be a word you might use to describe
That
it.
could very well be a a word.
Like you might feel your movement was almost halved while you're in it.
So you could do the plants.
Thank
and
you,
then throw
Captain
the spiders,
Technical.
and then throw
Yes.
spiders at them.
That's what I'm here for.
Viv can throw spiders at them when they're stuck in the plants.
Yes. At least mildly inconvenienced by them. But yes.
Okay, next. Why don't we do this squat jar that I was so interested in?
Yes.
Squat!
Okay.
No more
It's weird
coffee.
to scream that out.
So, the squat jar, I undid the wax and took the top off, and it's filled with water and a tiny little fish. And it's a skinny fish that's about half an inch long. I mean, I almost didn't think there was anything in there. But if you look, and he shows you in this jar, and you know, he casts light to show in there, and you can see that the fish kind of sparkles different colors. It kind of has like a cellophane sort of effect to it.
Is it alive?
Yeah, it's swimming around in there. He says it's the fish that's magical.
Ah.
He says if you stick this fish in your ear, you'll be able to understand most languages.
Oh my
Very
gosh.
handy.
Okay?
Fish in your ear.
How long does the fish last for, and does it squirm out of your ear?
It doesn't seem to, it's as long as the fish is alive.
How long would a fish live
So,
in your ear?
yay, let's kill a fish and learn new languages.
As long as the fish
Well-
is alive, you'll be able to,
Put it
it's
back in the jar.
language you hear. You won't be able to read language, but you'll be able to hear it.
Okay.
Will you be
That
able
would
to
be so
speak
sad.
it?
One day you just
I
can't
don't think
understand
so.
it and you know the fish died.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be sad?
You don't learn the language by hearing it because basically the fish seems to work as a translator.
That's what I'm
That's
saying. One day
adorable.
you're just like having a conversation with a friend, and then suddenly you don't understand them anymore, and you pending realization that your rainbow fish in your head just died, and you have a dead
Is
fish
he
in
a
your head.
magical immortal fish?
I don't want a fish in
Yeah,
my head. It's
Long
depressing.
live the fish.
So, what
Anyway,
else?
what's the next magical
And this
item,
is
you
how
guys?
religions are started.
Oh, jeez.
Welcome to our temple. Put the fish in your ear.
I mean, we have
Let us
something.
know when it dies.
Never mind. Never mind.
Then we'll get you a new fish.
Calandra.
Well, it's something similar, but it's not a fish.
Anyway, next item. Next item.
All right,
Moving on.
silence bubble. They can talk to each other. Yeah.
I
This
can
is-
cast it on ourselves. Be like, there.
This is the hand of glory. It's a withered, pickled human hand. Eldred points out it's a left hand. This
You can use this as a back scratcher.
I did not try that because it doesn't have. There's no reach.
It's pickled. Ooh.
Because the baby arm is that much longer.
Exactly. It's got 10 charges that cannot be renewed. And it can do certain things. If you notice, each of the fingers has what looks like a wick coming out from underneath the fingernail of each finger. That looks to be human hair that's been braided into a wick. You can, by lighting one of the wicks and not utilizing a charge, the person holding the hand can provide light that only they can see. No one else is going to be able to see by that light but the person holding the hand by the wrist. That does not utilize any charge. Okay, it also has an ability, if you use one charge and one wick, you can open up any normal lock.
Ooh.
If you
Normal.
use 2 wicks and 2 charges, you can open up a simple magical lock.
Okay.
And if you use
really
3 wicks and 3 charges, you have a good chance of unlocking a stronger magical lock. In other words, a magical lock that's kind of powerful.
That will be very handy, most likely.
well,
I get it.
If you use 2 wicks and 2 charges, you can either paralyze or put to sleep anyone in a 30-foot area for 1 to 4 rounds. If you use 3 wicks and 3 charges, you can turn invisible for up to a minute.
Wow, that's like Eldred power.
If you also use 3 wicks and 3 charges per minute, just like the invisibility, it'll create an anti-magic field around you.
This thing can just do everything.
Is that only for the person that's holding it?
Correct. The jar of eggs that look like normal hard-boiled eggs, or not hard-boiled egg. They're just a jar of eggs in like a brownish yellow liquid. And it's a small jar. There's maybe a dozen, if that, but probably less.
I hope they're caramelized.
It looks like if you throw these at something, it's more than likely going to create a stinking cloud of some form. But this too seems to have an issue that it could malfunction if the egg is not good, or if the egg is just hasn't been prepared correctly like the others. The bag of dried mushrooms. This has the equivalent of 3 uses, and one of 2 things can happen. I'm not sure how it happens, but if you consume the mushroom, there's 3 mushrooms in here. If you consume a mushroom, it's going to either make you harder to hit, and to put it in game terms, it's going to increase your armor class.
Okay.
Ooh. Hi.
But there is a chance with this as well of a malfunction of something odd happening that I couldn't really decipher.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine what it's like dealing with something like that.
Just chaos.
Yeah.
Just
You
wild.
might become an armored Dillo.
An armored what?
An armored bunny birther.
Oh my god.
Very dangerous. And then we definitely use you as a range weapon.
I just curl up into a ball and yeet.
Bunnies flying off.
The stub of charcoal.
Yeah, stub of charcoal.
You can do basically the main thing is you can it's small. It's a little stub after all. But you can draw a door or you can draw a hole, things like that. You can which will then allow you to basically create a door or create a hole depending on, something big like a full-size door is probably going to use up a good portion of it, whereas a smaller hole, something like that, should probably use up not as much. The other thing I found is if you write someone's name with it on something, it looks like something will happen. I'm not sure what it is. I wasn't able to find out what it is. The main use for it seems to be the drawing of something useful with it. The only thing, like the main things that came to mind for me were like a door or a hole.
Do you know or feel if it's a positive or negative thing if you write the person's name down?
No. It kind of came up as possible, meaning it could be anything. So that's like a real wild card sort of thing that you're not sure what it'll do. And the last things I have are these flasks, which are there's a potion of polymorph self. That's the kind of greenish brackish looking thing that has the little flakes of sparkles in it. There's also a potion of speak with plants, which is the very light green, kind of almost clear potion. The last one is a potion of etherealness that you can actually, if you take this, you will be able to kind of go between our plane of existence and the ethereal plane. And there's also the chance that you might actually be able to occupy both at the same time, where you would kind of become faint in this world but still exist, where a good portion of you would then also exist in the ethereal plane.
That sounds scary.
It does. Don't keep it near the other potions.
Oh, I don't get anything, so.
Oh, with the potion of with the potion of etherealness.
Sending.
Sorry? Oh, am I getting it? Oh,
I was going to say the potion of etherealness. If it wears off while you're in the plane of the ethereal plane, you're stuck there until someone can find a way to get you out.
Nah.
And that we actually got through. All of our magic items are now identified.
Wonderful.
Well, damn.
Says, yeah, it took me a while, but I did it.
Did you get
Thank
enough
you very
sleep?
much, Eldred. We appreciate it.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Yeah.
It was fascinating.
Sounds it.
Good.
This is some, at first I was like, this is some weird stuff, but then I remembered where we got it.
Yeah.
So now we just wait for Murph.
Well,
Yeah.
we could divvy up the
Right.
spoils to a certain extent.
True.
As Paul the DM,
Yes.
can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you make up a list of all the items now? Email it or text it to the people who have the ability to put their name in for a request of it. Add Eldred to that. Send it around. And if you guys, like, at the end of the show episode or something, want to each roll a dice or some way to decide who goes first, second, third, fourth, and then just during the week, kind of as each person's turn, people can pick. And before you do that, if you go, you know what? I absolutely think this should be a group item as opposed to an individual item, say as much, you know? This way you're not taking all the time now, and you have an entire week to kind of work it out. So we'll say that Murph comes in, goes up, sits at the bar, and Butterbeer pours him a drink and gives him a tankard of ale, looks over at you, and
Should we invite him over or should we swarm him?
No, invite him over. The swarming will probably
Okay.
scare him.
Come join us, Mr. Murph.
I'm still sitting on the table.
Yeah.
With
He
my feet out completely, not like sitting pretzel style or on my knees or anything, just legs completely out.
okay.
Toes up.
Plate of hash browns kind of firmly between your calves there.
Exactly.
Murph grabs the bottle, grabs the tankard, kind of grabs the tumbler with the thumb, goes, I'll be over there. Comes over, plops himself down, looks at you, says, so what did you... And then just kind of looks at Gaius and goes,
I get a workout on and early in the morning.
Ah.
Continue, please. Right.
oh, no problem.
He's got a towel on. It's okay.
Says, okay, so what do you think? What do you come up with?
Well, I think we should hear a little bit more about what you found, because I mean, let's be honest, that the challenge of it could change it a little bit. But like we said, we want to definitely tack on you assisting with finding information for a couple of our party.
He says, well, what I can tell you is I found a good amount of information. I can't give you details if you haven't agreed, and we haven't, because people want that. This information alone is worth a lot of money right now, and the clock's ticking.
It's more about the complexity. We're just you've already said you don't want anyone to die. That's a thing.
It's best if it happens. It happens, yeah. But correct. When you find out what I have to know, it'll make a little more sense.
Well, I guess I'm trying to say, what other kind of like stipulations or any other thing we have to?
Oh, it's not a stipulation. It's advice. That's all that is.
Yes. Oh, well, then how about this, Murph? Any more advice before we agree? I know you don't want to give away any trade secret or anything to us before we agree, but I guess as a party, we're just trying to make sure.
Okay, what I can tell you is this. Yeah. It looks like the item is going to be moved next week, early next week. Okay. Like probably Monday or Tuesday. Right now it's looking like the word is Tuesday, but Monday's a possibility.
Oh, here's the thing. You don't have to tell us about your buyers for this item, but are any of them nefarious in nature?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It depends on what... I'm totally open. And so you know, I'm not a greedy fuck. So here's the deal, because I found out a little bit about that last night, too. Yeah, some of them are absolutely nefarious. Some of them, are nobles, actually. Some of them are people in power. I did find out who had this item and who's had it for years, who this item belongs to, who was taken from. And I happen to know that they have offered a reward or have a reward available. It's it's significantly less than what you would get elsewhere. But if you're looking to do good, my suggestion would be there. It still would it would still be prosperous. It would still be advantageous to do that. It's just, it's shit ton versus doing really well.
Well, I think correct me if I'm wrong, we as a group adhere to at least trying to put more good out into the world than bad.
Okay. So I will say one other thing. The nefarious, as you put it, I just call them scum nobles and politicians and such. The problem there is while they're promising a shit ton of money, it's one of the reasons why I wasn't trusting my usual crews, because I can't trust that they're not, if you make a deal to make the transaction, that they're not going to somehow screw you or kill you or something like that.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think we're of the mindset. Now, once again, you can't, you don't have to tell us who we would be acquiring this item from currently, but could you at least say if they are a bad or a good person? Or are they in between?
I would have to say it depends on your view of things. On one hand, it could be, you're taking from someone who deserves to have something taken from them. On the other hand, it could be a little bit of both, depending on your view. That question, the answer is extremely subjective.
So it's a gray area.
Yes, and when you find out, if you decide to do this with me, you'll understand what I mean by that when I tell you.
But you have no problem us attaching on the additional information that.
No, hey, we make this work. I'm happy to help you. I mean, you can ask Butterbeer. I take care of my friends, and if one way to becoming one of Old Murph's friends is by being able to be trusted and depended on with a job.
Okay. I guess Show of hands, does anyone have an issue with doing the 50-50 split? I personally don't.
Eldred
Peter,
says I'm in.
Good. Eldred's good, but Viv, Glander, all right.
I'm good.
We're all giving thumbs up for the audio
Okay.
listeners.
One last question: Would you like my buddies that like they do a lot of this sort of stuff? Would you like their help? Like I said, there's 3 of them. They would take 1 share.
1 share. So we add an additional. All right, that's another vote. Do we want an additional share for? And you vouch for these 3 gentlemen.
Yeah, these, and he says Butterbeer knows them, and Butterbeer looks at it and goes, "The brothers Green." He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "They're quirky, but they're good."
Now we can do quirky. Hey, do you guys want 3 quirky new people in for a quick no read? We got a no on read. Viv, yay, nay.
I'm
Brothers
fine with
Green?
whatever.
Indifferent.
If you
okay.
guys,
Nikita?
if it sounds like, I was going to say, it sounds like we don't know what we're going into, and our contact is implying we should. So
No.
I'm
It's
fine with
totally
either
up to
way.
you. I mean, I
Alright.
normally I would insist upon this because I don't know you. But
you know what?
Butterbeer has vouched for you, so I'm willing. Normally, I would have them come along to assure my security, but Butterbeer has vouched for you, and he's one of my oldest friends, so if you don't want them, that's no problem.
How about this, Murph? We're agreeing to take the job. How about you tell us the job, and then we figure out if we want the Brothers Green
That's
to be
fair.
added on.
That's
That-
fair.
It
Level
sounds
of
something a little
difficulty.
bit.
And he goes, let's shake. And he shakes with you and shakes each and every one of your hands.
No read, wrong, shake.
He just grabs Reed's nose and gives it a shake while his hands are up in the air.
That might not be a good idea either, but anyway.
He goes, yeah, you're right. Anyway,
Here's the thing.
Told
He
you
says-
to quit that stuff.
With a nose candy?
Yes.
They make candy for your nose?
No, don't.
Nope.
Don't need to start that.
Anyway,
Okay, I'm gonna go, and Gaius just walks upstairs and comes back down, clothed.
Good.
no problem.
Wonderful.
Thanks. You're welcome, viewers.
Murph says this artifact is being hidden in a political building that is located on the colonnade. Across from the guards barracks, across from the prison, it is in what's known as the Seven Rivers Hall of Lore and Antiquities. It is 4 stories high. Each story is between 15 and 20 feet. You can get access through the front door or the roof.
Roof, good.
And I happen to have a contact from the inside. I am going to be able to provide you, if you need it, one of their pass necklaces, which is a gemstone that will allow you through the doorways between floors and the common area doorways. There is it, I'll need it back as soon as we're done so I can get it back to them so it's not that no one becomes the wiser that it was gone. But this is a basic way to get through basic doors in the building. I also had them draw up a little map for you of the 4 floors. Blue areas are the stairways. Here's the thing. So this is a government building that this is being held in. My contacts don't think the major people in the building know that it's there. They think that it was secreted in and is going to be secreted out. Their thought is that if it's being secreted away in this building, it's probably on the 3rd or 4th floor or in the basement. Now, my contact the basement is considered highly off limits. So my contact has no access to the basement, so they couldn't make a map of it. You'll see parts of this are even iffy because there's certain areas they have no no access to. But if it's not in the 3rd or 4th floor, it's probably in the basement, they think. They do not think it would be on the 1st or 2nd floor. But it's a possibility. Anything's possible. But their suggestion is that it's the 3rd or 4th.
Quick question, Murph. Is this because there's a library and research and all that, is this a place that civilians could visit? Or
You have to have an appointment because it's kind of... It's a government building as opposed to a public building funded by the government. It's strictly a government building. They get people in there. Like, this is... The university students don't have access to this building.
Okay.
Though the professors probably could get in there without a problem. As long as they have an appointment and their credentials and have been verified.
What are these structures next to it? Are they also 4 stories? Do they...
There are a couple of buildings that are 2 stories, a couple that are 3 stories. There are 2 buildings on the right-hand side, to the right of it if you're looking from the front, that are close to the 4. Like, the one is almost even. The other one's just short of 4 stories. I think because their floors they don't have as high ceilings, or the floors aren't as thick as the building.
That's uniform.
Exactly. But there's 2 buildings on the right, and I could easily get you into one of those to get to the roof if you needed to. The one is a building that is basically residence for out-of-town diplomats or people like that who are coming to town. That one I can't access, but the other one used to have a cafe in the basement and then rooms. That it's kind of been out ever since all the sickness and the limitations. It's kind of just been locked up and unused, but I could get us access to it. Or you could get you access to it. There's a warehouse behind it that's only like 2 stories. I could probably get access to it, but there's no access to the roof on that. You would be climbing in and then through a window and onto the roof. But those are the buildings I could help you get access to. So this area here, if you see to the left there.
Yeah, the ping. Yes.
Yeah. Those stairs, and what that says, their writing isn't too good. It says stairs down to the basement.
Ah.
On the ground floor. All the way to the left.
Now, quick question about the privies.
Yes.
How are they're not just, what is, magical holes that take it all away? Are they connected? Is it just one hole all the way down?
No, it's
Is it half-elf size, halfling sized?
I don't know, actually. It's
I'm not.
You know what? I would guess. I've never been in the building myself. But like many of the buildings in Seven Rivers, I would imagine it's much like what Butterbeer has here. But yeah, each floor seems to empty out into a pipe that goes down into the sewers.
No, I'm trying to avoid the toilets. No more poop adventures for me, please.
No more poop adventures.
Just looking at all the options is all. So we have that access point we could use from the roof. And we're hoping it's on the 3rd or 4th floor, but it could also be
Basement.
in the basement. But we have no info on that.
Right. They said the basement it's just totally off limits to everybody. So they think probably the most valuable and oldest antiquities are probably stored down there.
Do we know what the item looks like?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we do. It was a quick... My contact saw it quickly. It's a square wooden cube about 1.5 by 1.5 by 1.5. Each side is carved with a geometric pattern, and each side has a different pattern on it. And it's kind
Where
of
did they
like
see it passing?
a deep carving. It's not not like just a little etching. It's like deep carving.
Like a bas relief.
Yeah. And
Where did they
it's all
see this artifact?
it's all geometric shapes and lines, so there's no pictures. It's not there's nothing that goes, you know.
Gotcha. It's some kind of, is it Euclidean geometry on there?
I don't know what that means, but it's a lot of shapes.
Shapes.
Your contact, though, where did they see it when they saw it briefly?
When they were in the building, and it was just a quick glimpse of going through the halls.
Which floor were they on?
I think the 3rd floor, but it was
They might
being,
have been at research and development and then moved somewhere else.
well, it was coming out of here. If you look, this is on the 3rd floor. That is a freight elevator that goes between the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st floors. I'm not sure if it goes to the 4th floor, but it's a series of pulleys and a platform that can raise heavier stuff and bigger stuff between the floors.
So I would assume, sounds like it was coming from research and development or to research and development through the freight elevator.
It would have been covered, from what my contact says, it had been covered up, but the covering had slipped, and so they got to see a portion of it.
So it might, by the time, depending upon when we get there, if it's done in R&D, it might end up in the curator's office. There is no storage, it seems to be, on any of these floors. So
Basement.
There's the basement, my contact says, and around receiving and supply, there's storage there.
So,
and shipping.
I'm going to assume it's slow at night there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have been clear.
Yeah.
During the day, this place is hopping. There are quite a few people who work here. In the evening, there's a few people on occasion. Not usually, though. But there are a series of guards that do patrols somewhat regularly. My contact says they've seen the patrols every hour, but they've seen the patrols every half hour as well, depending on circumstances.
And the idea here is to get in, get out, not seen at all, don't engage with anyone.
If possible, because the idea is my contact doesn't think that the hall, the authorities of the hall actually know that it's in the building. A much bigger stink would be made about it, they think. And this just is so under the radar that no one's acting differently. No different procedures have been put in place. No extra security measures seem to have been put in place. That they think that if you can get in, get it, and get out without anyone knowing, the people who had it probably won't be making a big deal about it to the building or the local government. They'll probably seek other means to try to retrieve it. But there's a difference between that and having all of a sudden the guards on high alert or something like that, if that makes sense. Yes. Does that make sense to you, or am I not?
Does your friend, your contact, do they know if the freight elevator goes down to the basement? Does it have a floor for that?
They do not know.
Another potential access point. Good.
If I may ponder, it sounds like we have one access necklace.
Yes.
Does that mean only one person can really move freely around the building?
No, it's that the necklace will open the doors. So you open the doors, go through.
Oh, okay.
It's like a key, exactly, but these are magical in nature.
It won't close automatically behind one individual.
Correct.
Okay.
It will close if no one's there holding it. From what I gather, it's set up with some sort of humanoid touch. As long as you're touching it, it won't automatically shut. but it will shut behind you after you move on. You could feasibly prop it open, but if the guards see that, they're going to think something suspicious and then be on a higher alert.
This
My
is
note has changed
doable.
to we probably want the brothers.
That's a lot.
It might be
of
nice to
people.
have a lookout.
They'd be great for that.
Yeah,
That's
what,
the thing.
Murph, what exactly is their skill set? One a driver, one the hacker, one the...
They're con men and thieves.
It's always good to put somebody we don't know their skill sets on watch, I would say.
Yeah, that they would be perfect for that, and they'd be really good with that. Pretty much when it comes to thieving, burglary, stuff like this, or anything about this, they're kind of a jack of all trades. Some of them are better at certain things than others, but they all have a little taste for at least a little bit of everything, and they're reliable.
Plus, this way we wouldn't have to necessarily split up, for lack of a better term.
That's what I was thinking too.
Well,
Like, it's a
one
lot.
position
It's a
them
big
on,
group
like,
to take
each
care of.
corner.
But
one thing we need to address is, I know I have studded leather. Nikita, you picked up, or you need to pick up leather, I forget.
I have picked up the leather. I am set for the sneaksing.
Calandra, are you able to... do you have armor that doesn't say, sound like pots and pans rattling around?
I have leather armor.
Excellent. Okay. So that solves one problem.
If anyone needs me to go back to the map, let me know.
Yeah, okay. So, equipment-wise, Reed, you have a grapple hook? Is that something you just carry around with you? It's like an anchor, but lighter.
Oh no, I know what it is. I do not.
do we still have rope?
Oh, we have rope.
If we still have rope, we can make a grappling hook.
I made a. I got a copious amount from those guys who tried to rob us that one.
So we can
And
potentially
I can
make
pick
one.
more up, but I can pick more up.
Is it the right kind of rope? No. Does it?
Weight
Will it
bearing?
hold up a person?
It would, if you tie it right.
Oh, okay. I mean, what? No, never mind. I don't want to know.
What? No. Go
Good. We have access to extra rope. That's good to know.
Murph, did you say that you would be supplying us with tools that we need for this heist?
That would be the map, my contact, and the key.
So we're going to need a few.
And information like the idea that the guards make regular patrols, and that overnight the building is significantly much more empty than it is during the day where it's bustling. These are all things that you're probably not going to get too many other places. So that's plus the being able to do the business afterwards. And now that you tell me what direction you'd rather go there, which I am totally cool with, I can work towards that once we, get things taken care of.
Do the brothers, by chance, do they have a grappling hook or other tools that would be...
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Wonderful.
Yeah, we'll want to have our own as well. Well, casters, we need to probably alter our spell accoutrements, if you have that ability, stock up on supplies and whatnot. Also, all of the magical gewgaws we have. I'm almost certainly going to pitch giving Reed the Brooch of Sending, because out of the party, he is the most agile.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Yeah, that was the thing.
Yeah, a lot of this could serve as very productive equipment, as was predicted.
Yes, indeed.
It's like you know.
Gosh. You know, the other thing we could do, we do have the face-off skull.
I also
We
just
could
remembered the hand.
potentially knock a guard out.
The hand, yep.
The
Face
hand
off, the
unlocks
hand will be
magical
useful.
locks.
Yes, and I'm sure this thing will be under some kind of magical lock and key. So, Hand of Glory, that almost might have to be read again.
Something
Really?
that can turn someone invisible.
Don't
Yes,
fucking
you can-
light it until we tell you.
Oh, okay.
Also
Like, don't
remember
even
all of
look
its
at
many functions.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to
Yeah.
remember that. Okay.
Oh, Murph says one more thing. This is kind of a desperate measures sort of thing because you don't want to arouse suspicion or make yourself known.
Mhm.
But the key I'll be getting for you, like I said, is a basic key that'll let you between floors and into common areas. The guards will have all access keys, but from what I gathered, there are a few places that are even off limits to them. You know, you don't want to draw attention. If you don't want to draw attention to yourself, trying to get one of their keys could be very problematic and really just blow all cover altogether very quickly.
Is there somebody in charge there that we should be looking out for? Like,
Well, the curator is the guy who oversees everything, but usually my experience is that the big hoo-ha is not usually there overnight. That's usually left for other people if people are going to be there overnight.
what or who is the big hoo-ha?
The person who runs the entire building and oversees everything.
The person in charge.
The person in charge,
Yeah,
the person responsible for the daily goings.
But what
Murph,
do you know
another-
about them?
Who would
Oh.
that be?
That I don't know, actually. I didn't ask.
Oh.
I can
another-
find that
Budget
out
is on
for you,
Tuesday,
though.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
another
This
but
heist is on
the-
Tuesday. That's what you said.
No,
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 that's
no. I
four.
said the item will probably be disappearing out of this building either Monday or Tuesday. Most likely Tuesday. Slim chance Monday, and a possible super slim chance of Wednesday.
So this is
It-
something that we do this weekend, like today
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
Because today's now Friday, right?
Friday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, the one thing we could do is we could take one of our magic beans and plant seam side up on one along the side of the building, and we get ourselves a nice beanstalk that'll scurry up the side of the building as another means of
Reed climbs
ingress or
very well.
egress. Oh, he climbs well, but we'll get up to the fourth floor in the building adjacent to it. What I'm saying is
Right.
having another means of leaving might be a good idea
Oh,
for the rest of the party who may or may not be good at climbing.
this building is on the colonnade, across from the colonnade.
It's on the colonnade,
Across
is it
from the
close
guards.
to the water?
across from the guards in the prison.
Is it on the water?
No.
So
The execution would be a very good distraction
that's happening first
is
thing in
true.
the morning.
of
Yeah.
Sunday. I know.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh.
just mentioning it because
Murph says
Just
that
thinking.
would be a very good distraction for when you're leaving, working overnight.
there we go.
Okay.
There we
So
go.
if we plan it for
Saturday night.
Saturday night, that'll give us all day today
Yeah.
to do more planning and prep. I propose
Saturday nights.
we get our own personal eyes on the surrounding area.
Yeah.
We need Reed or someone to pick up at least one grapple hook to add to our rope collection. Everyone got just standard and don't look at me, I'm not important gear on. Nothing to stand out. We need
Yes.
that.
I'll have to wear some stealth scarves.
Yes. Please do that.
Tell you what, also, after you have your breakfast, if you want to talk to the Brothers Green about this, in about an hour or two, you probably can find them at a place called the Crow Bar. It's up not too far from the university. There's a bar across from the university, a couple blocks. It's a student bar, always loud. The Cellar or something. Anyway,
Ratskeller.
That's it. If you walk from the university towards it, the Ratskeller will be diagonal on the left-hand side. If you make a right and go down 2 alleys on the left, down that alley, you'll find the Crowbar. Go into the Crowbar. You'll see a guy in the bar, big, large guy. He'll be wearing a hat with a red plume in it. His name's Tiny.
Of course.
Tell him I sent you and that you're looking for the brothers. He'll tell you how to get to the brothers from there.
That's good. Yes. So double check all other magic items we now have to see which ones will be useful for who. Spellcasters, get your spells in order. I don't. I know Calandra and I can adjust ours for the need. But Trumpet and Eldred, I don't. How does your magic do? You just know things, right? Is that how you guys go?
Well, it's not that I just know things, it's that shit just kind of happens.
Ah, excellent. Got you. All right. But you do have that sweet spider climb spell, which could definitely be...
I do.
Yes.
You need
Quick
dried
escape
spiders for
without
that? Do we
eating.
need more of those?
I still
This
have
is fine.
them.
Okay. Eldred,
Full jar.
I know you can light shit on fire and whatnot. Do you do
Mysteriously,
any,
Eldred responds.
like, can you make people fly?
No.
Okay.
I was just bullshitting.
All right.
What about those giant
the good-
leaps? With the giant
Yeah.
leap beans or
We got
whatever.
the jumping beans, so I'm
The
almost
jumping
certain.
beans, the magic feather.
And the black feather. Duh.
So I'm thinking some of our less statuesque people can use the jumping beans to assist them across the distance.
And Murphy
We gotta
says under
go.
the cover of night, that should be a big plus.
Yes, indeed. Get some jumping beans. Maybe have that plant stalk. I think we should get a look on the exterior of the building with our own eyes today.
Yeah. Yeah.
After we talk to the Green Brothers and see exactly like how far the buildings are away from one another, if they're say within
Yes.
dwarf jumping distance or not, or if they're more like an elf range, or a cleric range.
Those things are elf range.
I really appreciate these terms: dwarf, jumping, and elf range.
Yep, an elf range. Yeah,
Eldred,
that's the thing,
may I ask you a question?
Of course, you can always ask.
The wet pebbles that I mentioned before, toss into a pool of water, focus on something you can scry. Now that we have a name and a possible image of what we are looking for, if we scried for it, could we see what floor?
You
I wasn't going to do this, but I'm glad you did.
Why?
Because I'm the one who usually does it to Paul.
Oh,
No, totally cool. Here's the way this would work, Eldred says. You wouldn't be able to tell what floor unless you were familiar with the floors, because you'll get eyes on the object and you'll see what's around it in the immediate vicinity. So if you were familiar with the floors and what was on them, you could probably determine that way. The other problem is this says Mr. Murph there says that the sides have different carvings or designs on them.
Duh.
Just a 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot wooden cube probably wouldn't be enough to pinpoint this and give you information that would be helpful.
Just curious.
You could do it, but there's a chance. It's a slim chance, but you might actually get eyes on something you totally weren't expecting. But so you know, it's not a locate object ability. You actually see that particular thing or person and what is in their immediate vicinity. It's kind of like you get a very tight fisheye on them at the moment.
And for all we know, it's inside something. So we get it, and it's just all darkness around it, and we don't see shit. So,
Exactly.
Okay.
I didn't even think about that. That's a very good possibility, especially if they were covering it up from when they were in the hallway, like Mr. Murph says.
Let me look up the scry spell. Let's see if that's because I think it's a 10-foot.
10-foot radius or some shit.
Yeah.
My other concern, honestly, is about me, Nikita, sucking at stealth, sucking at shutting up, and only being good for hitting shit.
Yeah, you're really good at that.
You're going to be reserves.
You're welcome.
But also, reserves. Also, the leather armor will help. What we do is we get to the roof. And then we're going to have people like Yeed and Viv do most of, the going ahead part while they're enhanced with the magics. And then you're going to be with myself and probably Calandra and Butt Trumpet when shit goes real bad. Then we just wallop it with a bunch of magic, and then you come in and you knock them out. You don't kill them.
I can try.
It's a choice. You can say, this is not hurty damage.
This is not the deadly hit. Please don't take it personal.
It's a thing. That's how it works.
Excellent.
Nikita can pull her punch and just knock them at cold
I
combat.
suppose I can try.
Hey, listen. Be fine. We'll all be good. That's why we have it.
Nikita, you know that you can attack in such a way so as not to kill someone. In other words, with your sword, you'd be using the pommel as opposed to the blade. And then you just inflict enough damage that would normally kill them, it will knock them out.
Gotcha. At the very least, I can stay on the roof with the ropes and help drag people and hold them up and shit, so.
And you'd be very important for the getaway, says Eldred.
Gosh.
And Eldred says, and no offense, Mr. Murph, but you could also keep an eye on our brothers there. And Murph says, no offense taken. I trust them, but I never trust anybody 100%. No offense.
What do they look like? The Green brothers. Like, how will we know them?
You'll know them.
Oh, that's right, because they're quirky.
Yeah.
They're three
Yes,
brothers. They're three brothers who look a lot alike.
Are they three kobolds on a coat?
That would be awesome.
They just might be.
They might be now.
All right.
They weren't going to be, but guess what?
But now...
Or dang it, now Paul's
They
going
were-
to teach it.
They were 3 Kermits in a coat.
Stop giving him ideas.
Right? They're 3
Right.
tree squids in a coat.
No, there we go.
Okay, but we got that's awful cliched. So we'll say 3 tree squids in a ball gown.
There we go.
Now we're getting original.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, spaghetti straps, multiple arms.
We've reached to the tree squids and tentacles. Murph goes, ooh, tentacles. In a ball gown, this is probably the good place to call it an evening.
Yeah.
And we'll let all of you discuss this amongst yourselves during the week in preparation for next week. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We hope you've had a good evening. Things look to be interesting and exciting for the future with this. Tune in next week, same Grognard time, same Grognard channel, to find out what happens in the preparation for the heist. Whatever you do, things are really weird in our world. So wherever you go, please be kind.